collapse in finals history in Game 4. Coach Mitch Johnson said he and his team had an open and honest talk about what happened.
After the game, there was a level of honesty and acknowledgement that we had to have in terms of we had to feel whatever people were feeling in that moment.
You can hear tomorrow night's game right here on ESPN Radio, and the game could also be seen on ABC. In football, league sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter the NFL has closed its review of wide receiver Stephon Diggs after determining there was insufficient evidence to support a finding of a personal conduct policy violation. Diggs is currently a free agent.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Monday, I'll tell you which NFL team that made the playoffs last season that I'm most concerned about heading into this season. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU. Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Off and running, welcome in after further review here on a Friday, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Musso in for Moscona, Taylor Sharp, Paul O'Neill along for the ride, and we're happy to have all of you along for the ride as we get set to send you into your weekend. 3 more hours here on this Friday, and what a great Friday it is. And I truly mean a great Friday here on AFR. We got a ton to do. Theriot will pop in for a little bit. Massive official visitor weekend over at LSU. A couple interesting Saints topics to dive into. The NBA Finals has been great. Game 5 is Saturday. Well, the college baseball offseason is owning the headlines, and LSU is at the top of all of those headlines. Steven Milam is back, y'all. So let's begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Well. All the speculation, all the rumors, all the talk of will he, won't he, and 1 month out from the draft, we now know the answer. Steven Milam, the monster, LSU's shortstop, a 3-year starter, a postseason menace, a proven winner, one hell of a competitor. He has officially pulled his name out of the MLB draft, informed the commissioner's office, informed the teams he will be back at LSU for his senior year. Let's freaking go. Massive, or should I say monster news for Jay Johnson and the LSU baseball program here on Friday. There are so many things to dive into here. First of all, I'm excited. You should all be excited. This is exactly what many had hoped for. This gives you a cornerstone piece at the most premium position on a baseball diamond, returning for a 4th year. We can get into all of that. But first, let's kind of talk about this decision. And let's start with Steven Milam himself. Everything that we know about Steven Milam and his character and how he handles himself and the competitive nature, this shouldn't be a surprise with everything about that we know. This is a guy who believes in himself as much, if not more, than anybody else that's ever taken the field in an athletic event. Like I believe that he gets out of bed in the morning and believes that he is the best player in the country, regardless of level at his position. That is an extreme amount of confidence. And I lead with that because it takes an extreme amount of confidence to make this decision that Steven Milam made here today. LSU put together a great NIL package for him. We can get into that, and they deserve credit for that. But there was money to be had in the draft. Maybe not as much as what LSU put together for him to come back. But there's money to be had in the draft. There's a future to be had in the draft. This is a guy who could have said, all right, let me test the waters, use my leverage that I have potentially coming back to LSU, see if I can't get more money. Like, all of that is there for him in the draft. The opportunity to start your career. He is confident enough. He is convicted enough to say, no, I don't need that. I want to be at LSU for another year. I can play at a high level in the SEC, continue to develop, maybe even help fast track me more to Major League Baseball in doing that. He bets on himself and makes this choice a month out from the MLB draft. That's the only way the speculation was ever going to end, was when he ended it. And Steven Milam did that on Friday. So you commend him from that. But again, with everything that we know about him, that part shouldn't be surprising. He wasn't all of a sudden going to wake up one morning and not believe in himself. And there is risk in this decision. But there's also great reward for him potentially in this decision as well. A hat tip to LSU and the fundraising efforts and this staff for passing the hat, for going to different hands and getting things together for this deal to come to fruition. And it's a high dollar deal, especially when you look at college baseball NIL deals. But that was a question, right? When you looked at investment, dollar amount, how they were allocating their resources. Jay Johnson, his staff, donors, everyone who's chipped in, they have passed that test with flying colors here in the offseason. Retaining Steven Milam, it's a big ask. Getting Bino Waters, the number one player in the portal, it's a big ask. Landon Hood is ranked as high as the number 2 player, regardless of position in the portal. It's a big ask. Dawson Park, they've passed that test. So major hat tip to them for getting that done. And then you look at this and you go, okay, man, how does this look for next year? And I don't really need to sit here and break down Steven Milam's game. We all know what it is. He's, for my money, the best defensive shortstop in LSU history. We've kind of laid that out for you. Steven Milam, in his career, fielding has made 14 errors. Only 9 of them have come at shortstop. Alex Bregman was a great defensive shortstop. He made 19 errors as a freshman. Like, what Steven Milam has been able to do at that position is awesome. So to have that back, that's massive. He's a career 300 hitter. He brings experience, obviously, 3 full seasons, 186 starts, 685 at-bats, and he's a career 300 hitter. This is a guy who does not strike out. Steven Milam, for his career at LSU, has more walks than strikeouts. He has only struck out 86 times in those 685 at-bats. He's a guy that contributes on both sides. Switch hitter, love that. One of the things that was so impressive this past season is probably a better way to put that, is the improvements he made from the right side of the plate. Monster splits were just about even this season. Makes it way harder to match up with him for the opposing team. Now you have that coming back. And above all, you have a guy who, while he's not the rah-rah guy, leadership role, that type of deal, he's one of those players that the work speaks for itself. He goes out there and he leads by example. You see him work hard, you want to work hard. That's a huge cornerstone to have on this team going forward. Especially if you're trying to win a championship. And, shortly after this news kind of broke, I was talking to Hunt, and we were kind of kicking this around and talking about, man, it has the vibes. Hunt was like, it has the vibes of Jared Jones in 2025, of Greg Dykman in 2017. Could have left, came back. Why? Chase a national championship. Finish your career out the right way. It worked great for Jared Jones. How many big moments did he have in 2025, including in Omaha? He finished it out the right way. He had the tying home run and the walk-off hit to send LSU to the championship series. Greg Dykman, that team, they fell a little short. But Dykman had a great final year, hit 19 homers, turned himself into a second-round draft pick. That team played for a national championship. You can look at 2023. You had those guys as well. Cade Beloso, Gavin Dugas, they had COVID years. They didn't have to come back. They decided to come back. And boy, they played a massive role. Cade Beloso hit the game-winning home run in Game 1 of the championship series against Florida in 2023. That has this feel. Every team that's going to make a deep run, go for a championship, you need the guy like Milam who made the unselfish move and came back for the betterment of the team. And oh, by the way, in doing that, you get a proven postseason performer. If you listen to Musso at the Box, you know what I'm going to say. Postseason Milam. It's a thing. Google it. Look him up. Steven Milam's postseason stats. And when I do post, I count the SEC tournament because it is technically post-regular season. And with the moments he's had there, you'd be doing a disservice to not count those. So in the 3 postseason that Steven Milam has participated in for LSU, he has hit .358 with 14 extra base hits. 6 of those went over the fence. Multiple walk-offs and 26 RBI. He turns it on down the stretch. And now you have your cornerstone back in your middle infield. You literally cannot oversell how massive this is for LSU and Jay Johnson and for Steven Milam. A guy who wanted to be here, stayed here. Isn't that what we all know and love LSU baseball to be? Like, isn't that what we all love about this program? You can get guys from out of state. As much as it means to the players here, the in-state guys, to put on that jersey, it's always a testament to the tradition and the passion of the program when you get someone like Steven Milam from out of state who comes here and now will play 4 years because, well, he knows what he's learned and has the passion of what it means to be an LSU Tiger and wearing that baseball uniform, and he's not ready to give it up yet. The NIL money helps too. But that's everything that makes, like, aside from the 8 trophies and the 17 SEC trophies, all that, that's what truly makes the LSU baseball program great and unique and different from any other in the country. Steven Milam is just the latest to show that. Massive news. Fired up, man. And that's not all. LSU also got a commitment from Cade Kurland on Thursday night, and he's pulled his name out of the draft too. We'll talk about that next here on a Friday edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. More on the LSU infield when we return.
AFR.
Buying or selling, commercial or residential, think real estate, think Darren James. You want an unbelievable customer service experience? You want Darren James. It's part of his core values for Darren and his team. Darren tells me all the time, as long as I've known Darren, he said, my goal one day is to put myself out of business. I want to create such a turnkey, seamless, easy process for people to be able to buy and sell homes that they don't even need me anymore. Well, as Darren continues on that path in the meantime, he's going to help you sell your home. So if you need to sell your home, you want a realtor that quite literally sells more homes than anyone, you want Darren James. Last year, Wall Street Journal is listed the top 1% of realtors in America, Darren James. So need to sell your home fast for the most amount of money? You need Darren James. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season. And we need a healthcare team
that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our lay of the lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the lake.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinela.com and tell them Matt sent you.
My name is Mike Krumholt, and I've been with First American Bank for 4 years. What makes First American Bank special is we're able to offer all the products and services that any other big bank can offer. What sets us apart is being able to give that small town feel.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
We're brought to you by Supper Club. You can book your reservation, supperclubbtr.com, supperclubbtr.com. One of the things about Supper Club that I love is if you want to go to Supper Club and be a baller, you can do it. You want to go to Supper Club and order a $5,000 bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, you can do it. You want to go have $400 shots of cognac, you can do it. You can have experiences at Supper Club that usually are reserved for Las Vegas and New York and Paris and Abu Dhabi. Like, that's here in Baton Rouge. But the thing you got to remember as well, if you want to go to Supper Club and have the best steak of your life and have a few appetizers, a dessert, bottle of wine, you can do it as affordably as any other restaurant in town. But the experience at Supper Club is unmatched. Introduced open seating at the bar, first come, first serve. So if you knock off of work, you want to head by Supper Club, you can walk in without a reservation, see if you can grab a bar stool or a table by the bar as well. Have a great dinner, maybe cocktail, close some business. Book your reservation, supperclubbtr.com, supperclubbtr.com.
All right, rolling along here on a Friday edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Musso in for Moscona. Opened the show there talking about Steven Milam and his return to LSU for going the Major League Baseball draft and coming back for his senior year and in hopes of chasing another national championship. That wasn't the only really good news for LSU on the infield. It's like in that first segment, we really talked Milam, his decision, his return. We didn't really get into the infield. This news started Thursday evening when LSU went back into the transfer portal and landed Cade Kurland out of the University of Florida. That is a name that should be very familiar to anyone who follows SEC baseball and LSU baseball specifically, because Cade Kurland faced off against LSU plenty in his time at Florida, 3 out of his 4 years, as a matter of fact, and was a freshman on that 2023 team that finished runner-up to LSU in Omaha. And he was awesome on that team. That's a young man that didn't just burst onto the scene, he exploded onto the scene as a freshman in 2023. So a little bit of background, and we'll get into what it means for the infield and his own draft decision, which was made public today. In 2023, he hit .297, 17 homers, drove in 50 runs. He also had like 17 doubles. He was a consensus freshman All-American, as you would expect. First team All-SEC as a freshman in that championship series against LSU. Had 5 hits, including a homer. Hit leadoff the majority of that time. He scored 75 runs his freshman year. He was awesome, hitting leadoff in the SEC, getting on base for guys like Wyatt Langford and Jack Caglione. Really helped pace that offense. You go into his sophomore year in 2024, you look for just even a bigger jump. Well, the numbers, 245, 14 homers, 44 RBI, they all regressed. And he started 62 games. What happened? Well, he had a hand injury. He was playing through his sophomore year with a hand injury. Trying to go out there and field and hit and do all those things, that's tough to do. He comes back, 2025, his draft year, hand is healed, ready to go. You're 14 games into the season. He's hitting .316, 3 bombs. He's already driven in 15. He looks like Cade Kurland. Boom, shoulder injury, surgery. He's out for the season. Gets the medical hardship waiver, comes back this year. Hardship waiver, by the way, is why he has this extra year to be at LSU. 2026, you miss basically your entire junior season. They're only getting 14 games of action. So it's a slow ramp up. Late April. April 24th, Florida started their series against Texas A&M. And that's when the light switch went on for Cade Kurland. Over the course of the final 20 games of the season, through the SEC and NCAA tournament, starting with that series on April 24th, Cade Kurland hit .324 and bashed 7 of his 9 home runs from a season ago. He hit .311 in conference play over that stretch. He was back to the Cade Kurland that everybody knew. So when you look at this for LSU, you're going, man, you got a guy that can hit for average, hit for power. He's a doubles machine. He can hit leadoff, which everyone expects Derek Curiel to be a first-rounder and head to the draft. You're going to need a new leadoff hitter. Cade Kurland fills that. This is a guy who you bring in who fits the mold for all the other transfers that you've brought in, being extremely experienced. We're talking 725 career at-bats for Cade Kurland playing in the SEC. 725. Almost 200 games played. But the other part of this, and I should say, shortly after Zach Nagy broke the news of Steven Milam returning to LSU, pulling his name out of the draft, Joe Doyle, who's a great friend of this show, broke the news that Cade Kurland has also pulled out of the draft. So he will be here. But the part of this that's not going to get talked about enough doubles back to something that Jay Johnson talked about in his sit-down with Michael Cobble. Taylor, this is number 10 from Jay, if we could. Jay Johnson was kind of talking about, he's had such an early start, not playing, coping through the offseason, and the work has been a big part of that. But in explaining all that, he talks about their approach to the transfer portal and how it's changed a little bit.
Really tried to advance myself analytically and built, kind of my own priority model and try to make sure we get, a more of a Major League Baseball type evaluation on the players, but made it real specific on translating players from smaller schools to the SEC. It's called Operation Danny Dickinson. And so I would never have had time to do that. Without, if we were still playing. And I know everybody wishes we were still playing, and nobody wishes we were still playing more than Jay Johnson. Like, it's almost like I have to use this as a distraction to kind of, whatever you call more in the season. And if we lost in a regional final or a super regional, like, it would be the same way. So this is my coping mechanism.
It's a coping mechanism. Operation Danny Dickinson's a great name for his project. I love that. But the core of that is not only getting players, like you said, from smaller schools and have it translate, but guys who can contribute on both sides of the ball, like Danny Dickinson did. That's Cade Kurland. That's Dawson Park. Cade Kurland is a career 969 fielder. Dawson Park, his fielding percentage a year ago would have placed him third among LSU infielders in 2026. Okay, like, again, let me say that again. Dawson Park, who you brought in from Texas State, his fielding percentage a year ago, in 2026, I should say, not a year ago, would have been third among LSU infielders this past season. He fielded 932. That would have placed him third. Cade Kurland in 2026 fielded 994 at second base. And we know what Steven Milam did. But they went out there and they got guys who can contribute on both sides. Offense, defense. You now have three of them on your infield with the addition of Kurland and Park and Steven Milam coming back. And now you sit back, you put this down on paper, and you look at how this could play out for LSU. Milam at short, Kurland at second, Dawson Park over at third, and Mason Braun at first base. That's a pretty picture to paint, isn't it? That is arguably the best infield in college baseball. When you look at the experience level that those players bring. Dawson Park's played in 98 games in his career. Cade Kurland's played in 193. Steven Milam has played in 189. That is a wealth of experience, a wealth of offensive acumen, and some great leather that's going to be flashed as well. Is it February yet? Time for them to go out there and play some baseball again? This season was not what anybody wanted, and the defense was a big part of that. They have set out to fix it, and they have set out to mirror it more toward 2025, which was statistically the best fielding year in the history of the LSU baseball program. You knew you'd take a step back. You pretty much fell off a cliff this year, or at least you would have if it wasn't for Milam and Theriot. They've righted that wrong. That's the underrated part. The part that's not going to be talked about enough with Cade Kurland coming in and Milam returning and what you now have on that infield. And then you have a great glove in Jack Ruckert, who's going to be able to compete. John Pearson will compete. And you're bringing in a lot of middle infielders in your recruiting class too. You've solved your depth. I look at this, I say, all right, LSU should be done now on the middle infield, or on the infield. That should be it. We'll see if they are. But it's hard to argue with Milam, Kurland, Park, and Braun man in the dirt for LSU in 2027. That's a really exciting thought. Great day for LSU baseball and Jay Johnson over there at the box. Theriot will be by in the 4 o'clock hour. We'll get his thoughts on Milam's return and what it means for Steven, what it means for LSU going forward, and, again, some thoughts on the infield as well from Ryan. So that'll be a little bit later on in the show. Right now, we'll grab a break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll go around the SEC. That's next here on AFR.
AFR.
AFR is presented by Duplessis Pools. You know, with all the rain we've been having, some of the puddles out there kind of look like pools, huh? Huh? Those puddles look like, get it? Puddles? A lot of water? No? Sorry. You want the real thing? Duplessis Pools can build you a beautiful pool. DuplessisPools.com, DuplessisPools.com. Man, they're all over the region now. Incredible, the growth. One of the fastest growing pool builders in the country and one of the top pool builders in America as well. Pool and Spa Magazine last year rated Duplessis Pools number 26 in America in the top 50 pool builders in the country. What an incredible hat tip. That's based on the quality of their work, their customer service, customer reviews, incredible validation for Duplessis Pools. So thinking of putting in that pool, that outdoor kitchen, the any type of way to beautify your outdoor space. You want to add a putting green, they can do that as well. It's DuplessisPools.com, DuplessisPools.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
If your office is experiencing performance issues, like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Proform Steel. I want you to remember the name. Why use Proform Steel? Well, I got tons of reasons. Here's a few. How about the lead times? 6 to 8 weeks from signed contract out the door. They'll get it to you quicker. Free delivery on every building. You buy it from them, they'll deliver it for free. It's Proform Steel. You can even order online. You can pick the style, size, color, doors, submit the form, get a call back the same day. And at Proform Steel, they use American-made materials on everything. No exceptions. It's Proform Steel. Maybe you need a shed in your backyard. Maybe we're talking about a big industrial facility. Need a steel building? You want Proform Steel. Make sure you call Brandon Golson, you know the name, at Proform Steel. Check them out, Proform Steel.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All All right, rolling along here, Friday edition of AFR. Musso in for Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Scone's back on Monday. Quick little trip for him over to Vegas, and then he'll be back with us here on Monday. Your boy is really looking forward to next week because next week is your boy's last week before a week at the beach. So next week we're gonna need that to go real fast. But until we get there, you got me for 2.5 hours here to go. Scone's back on Monday. College World Series is underway out in Omaha. They are through 7 innings. Troy and West Virginia tied at 5. This has been an awesome game. Right off from the jump, Armani Guzman steals home. First player in 26 years with a straight steal of home in the College World Series. That got West Virginia up 1-0. Troy would come right back and respond in the second with an RBI single. You had a double to deep left center with runners on second and third to give West Virginia the lead back in the bottom half. Troy again, just a seesaw affair here. West Virginia in the bottom of the third hit the first home run of the College World Series. It was an absolute bomb to left field. And Troy has since tied the game up at 5 with another homer. The ball's flying a little bit out there up in Omaha, up at the Chuck, which isn't necessarily normally the case. Tell you who's got to love seeing that is the Georgia Bulldogs. I have a bit of a theory here. It's just solely my opinion. And I'd love for someone to prove me wrong on this. But I 100% believe that the baseball they are using in the NCAA tournament is juiced. 100% believe that. You had almost 200 homers hit on the first day of regionals this year. That's absurd. And for what it's worth, I'm not against it. They lowered the seam, you went switched to the minor league ball, and the offense came back in the game, and I think that's great. And yes, college ballparks are weird. I mean, you got Foley Field, and we'll just use that as the example because we're talking about Georgia. The ball's flying out of everywhere in this NCAA tournament, and you've already got 2 home runs here hitting Omaha in the first game, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for that park it is. I think the ball is juiced. I do. And I'm not really a conspiracy theorist. Actually, I hate that. But, I mean, we absolutely know Rawlings juiced some of the balls in Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball owns Rawlings, by the way. I think the ball's a little bit juiced here in college. You know what? I'll look up some numbers, and maybe we can come back to that a little bit later in the show.
What you're saying is
I'm all for it, by the way.
What you're saying is Brendan Sorsby should take the over on the run total.
That's well, Taylor. He can't do that because Texas Tech, they're monitoring. They have monitoring devices.
Oh, yeah, he went to rehab. I forgot.
They're monitoring all his activity on his phone. We're going to ignore the fact that he was also placing bets through family members, but it's fine. It's fine. Shoot, I wish I would have taken the over in this game for West Virginia and Troy. I didn't put any action on this one. I do have Ole Miss on the money line tonight, though. I have time booked out to kind of talk some College World Series a little bit later on in the 4 o'clock hour, so we'll get to that. We have to go around the SEC, but first, a message from Matt on First South Farm Credit.
AFR is brought to you by First South Farm Credit. You know where to start. Your first call, your first visit, your first option when it comes to buying land in Louisiana is First South Farm Credit. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be land in Louisiana because First South Farm Credit can help you buy land in any of the contiguous 48. And they've got more than 40 branches in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. So if you're right here in the Southeast, there's First South Farm Credit locations all near you. But remember, like, for example, let's say a lot of our audience in New Orleans, of course. You're living in New Orleans, maybe you're starting to build a family, grow a family. You want to move to the North Shore like a lot of people do. You want to buy the 100 acres in Tangipahoa. You can. And First South Farm Credit can help because they have an office in Amite. So you can walk in there, you can do business with someone who talks like you, lives where you live, and help you buy land wherever you want to buy land in the contiguous 48. It's First South Farm Credit. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call, your first option should be First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com.
Troy's got a runner at second base, 1 out, top of the 8th, tied game between the Trojans and the Mountaineers. We'll keep you posted on that. For now, let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference. The Auburn Tigers.
Auburn has added an outfielder from Georgia State out of the portal. That is John Beverly. He committed to the Tigers. Right-handed hitter, 364, 4 homers, 42 RBI as a sophomore. 2 years of eligibility remaining. Looks like he'll probably play center field for Auburn. Have a good chance to bat leadoff as well. Second addition out of the portal for Butch Johnson's squad.
The Oklahoma Sooners.
Big get here for Oklahoma. They landed former Tennessee player Jay Abernathy, sophomore, 255, 4 homers, 27 RBI in his 2 seasons in Knoxville. Really fits what Oklahoma wants to do, though, man. Great position versatility, center field, second base, elite speed on the base pass. He should fit into that offense they run in Norman quite nicely. He was the number 16 shortstop in the nation when he came out of high school in 2024.
Texas A&M!
Texas A&M is on the board with their first pitcher out of the transfer portal. That is Wichita State righty Johnny Nunez. Joins the Aggies right after they hired a pitching coach. Last season for the Shockers, 6-2 in 12 starts with a 2.5 ERA, 56 1/3 innings. Fastball, mid to upper 90s, mixes it with a couple low 80s off-speed pitches. Big swing and miss profile. He'll look to crack the starting rotation over there in C-Stat.
The Texas Longhorns.
So some football. Texas, they landed a commitment earlier here on Friday from 4-star edge Jabarius Chicken Garor. He's out of the state of Alabama for the class of 2027. Was a one-time Alabama commit. Chose the Longhorns over the Crimson Tide, Auburn, and Florida State. 222 career tackles in high school go along with 45.5 career sacks. Number 107 overall prospect in the country per Rivals.
The Missouri Tigers.
And Missouri, they land 4-star wide receiver Lawrence Britt. He's out of Memphis, Tennessee. 4-star, 248 overall player in the nation, regardless of position. Chose Missouri over Arkansas, Florida, and Iowa. 12th ranked player out of the state of Tennessee. He'll head to Como. There you have it. That is around the SEC. It's after further review here on a Friday edition presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We've been pretty baseball heavy here so far. We're going to continue that. Jonathan Parker, the new head coach of the BRCC Bears on the baseball diamond. He'll join us for a quick minute here to close out our number 1 of AFR. And then Ryan Theriot will jump on with us straight up 4 o'clock. We'll get his thoughts on Steven Milam and the outlook for LSU and just kind of what Jay's been doing in the transfer portal, 1 pitcher, 3 fielders. We'll kick that around with Ryan to start the 4 o'clock hour as well. Baseball heavy so far. We're going to continue that next here on AFR.
After further review.
AFR is brought to you by Let's Rev, R-E-V, letsrev.com, letsrev.com. You ever just get super frustrated at super slow internet? Oh, we've all been there, man. The little spinning wheel, slamming your keyboard or your mouse, pounding the desk because it's so frustrating. Your internet's so slow. Storm comes, knocks the power out, knocks the internet out, knocks the cable out. You're so frustrated. Maybe that's just me because I get kind of angry about things. But it's annoying. Nobody wants that to happen. Rev can help. They're local and 5 gigs, lightning fast speeds, and backed by an all-fiber network. Fiber. It's buried under the ground. I mean, you don't have to worry about a storm coming knocking the power lines down. Let's Rev. Listen, more than 70,000 Louisiana homeowners and business owners trust Rev. You should as well. R-E-V. 90 years of local experience. Let'sRev.com. Let'sRev.com.
I've been in banking for over 35 years. I usually start about 7:30 in the morning, and I usually leave somewhere around 5, or if customers need me to meet them at their house or their business places, I don't mind going after hours. I have done churches, subdivisions, retail centers, hospitals, and nursing homes. And that's why we chose to live in this community, because of the values First American Bank has, that I can serve my community and my customers.
At Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer, we know you deserve value when you purchase equipment. Right now, take advantage of the powerful 3025E tractor for just $297 a month, with 0% financing for 72 months. Tractor packages with a trailer also available. Whether you're tackling land, property, or projects, get your job done. Don't wait. This offer ends June 30th, 2026. Some restrictions apply. Visit sunequip.com or stop by a Sunshine location today.
Eagle 98.1, the rock station. Home of the Woody Show in the morning. Scotty Mack with Rock at Work. Michelle Southern with Southern Rock. Home of LSU sports since 1998. And rock for Baton Rouge since 1985. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. To join our VIP fan club, text ROCK to 225-499-9898. Eagle 98.1, the rock station.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
These are
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Reminder about Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. They're the best. If you are, gentlemen, thinking about popping the question and you're thinking about where am I going to go buy that diamond, I want you to consider this. There are places that will sell you man-made lab diamonds, but what are you buying? It's according to its makeup and characteristics, sure, diamond. But is it going to hold its value? Like, is that the way you want to say, I love you, I want to spend the rest of my life with you? Go to Lee Michaels. Go to Lee Michaels. Walk in the door. Experience the thing I talk about all the time, which is the Lee Michaels experience. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry with 10 locations. Baton Rouge, 2 locations in Baton Rouge. New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, Mississippi, Texas as well. 10 locations across 3 states. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Thrill her, gentlemen. Thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry.
5-5 game, College World Series opening round. Bottom of the 8th, West Virginia executes a beautiful sacrifice bunt, moves runners to second and third, now with 1 out. They are the home team looking to take the lead and get 3 outs and advance to the winner's bracket in Omaha. There's a new head coach over at BRCC on the baseball diamond. That is New Orleans native, former Southeastern Lion, Jonathan Parker. He's good enough to carve out a few minutes for us here on AFR. Coach Parker, it's great to have you. How are you?
How we doing? Excited to be here for sure.
Doing fantastic, man. It's a great time in baseball season as everything winds down. We're going to crown a champion. I want to talk about your path kind of to the head job at BRCC. But before we get there, give me your favorite memory that you have from playing college baseball.
Favorite memory for sure is in the 2016 year. Won a national championship at Jones College. It's where I'm actually coming from. So just being a part of a national championship team was pretty impressive.
So take us through your journey a little bit. Again, you're from New Orleans. Obviously, got to play some college baseball in Louisiana at Southeastern as well. You said won a title at Jones. Went back there as an assistant coach. What made this the right time to make the jump for you?
Definitely, obviously it had a lot to do with family for sure. I have a newborn son. He's 1 year old. His birthday party's tomorrow, actually. But
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Just through the experience of everything and having Wes Thigpen as my boss for the last 7 years, just seeing the way he has grown me and helped me out along the ways, this opportunity was definitely a yes answer for sure from the start. I truthfully, as a New Orleans native, have always seen, Baton Rouge dug out of Eunice and now Nunez being a part of it, just ideas to grow when it comes to the baseball community. And it's always been a question for me is why has Baton Rouge never been to the highest caliber of level? And that's what I truly want to do, and that's what I think is very doable at that level.
How's the first stretch on the job going?
Oh, it's awesome. It's a whirlwind for sure. I tell everybody I'm living the dream, but I'm actually living it right now. Definitely some headaches along the way and a lot of phone calls to be made, but, I embrace this experience for sure.
How is the challenge of building a roster in junior college baseball maybe different from a higher level in the NCAA? I think people here, obviously, with the great junior college history that the state of Louisiana has, you just ran through the teams, Delgado, Eunice, BRCC, all of them, but also the high major success that we've seen in this state. How is that process different at the junior college level? What challenge lies ahead for you in constructing your first team?
Obviously, saying you're a junior college player should put a chip on your shoulder, right? But that also comes with the difference maker. I'm not saying that guys don't have the ability to play Division I, but a lot of the times the guys we're going to be recruiting are the guys that want the innings right off the gate as a freshman, So I think the challenge for sure in the recruiting part of things and building rosters and building a successful team throughout the years is how long can you wait for a guy to, sit there and be like, man, I'm a Division I talented player. Why are they not coming? And why are the Division I's not offering? Well, that's for me to be there and be like, man, you are a Division I caliber player. Maybe you need another year as far as the collegiate level goes and being in junior college. And just get the innings under you, get the at-bats under you. And that's the difference maker for sure. A lot of these coaches now, and obviously everybody knows, getting a Division I high-caliber scholarship is really hard to do. But that is never a slack to say, I had to go junior college for the first 2 years or for the first year. And to me, that's what the enjoyment is to get the guys in and be like, man, I'm not supposed to be here, and they go out and ball out like they're supposed to.
Also has to help being able to draw on your own experience from your playing days doing that as well. What will the hallmark be of a Jonathan Parker coached baseball team?
We're going to be tough, man. Obviously, that's a very cliche thing to say, but we're going to be tough from top to bottom. We're going to learn how to compete. We're going to want to compete with everything in life. I brought this up yesterday to Brock, our AD, who's freaking amazing, man. If y'all don't know Brock, y'all need to get to know him. He's the life of the party. He's ready to get to work and everything. But I want to compete in ping pong. I want to compete in the small successes in life that are the children's games that, sometimes when it comes to school, when it comes to baseball, when it comes to, opportunities to get out of Baton Rouge, how can we really enjoy the time in the middle? And that's, I want a competitive nature. When I go recruit, I want a dude that's pretty mad when their team's losing. What is it going to take to get the guys to be bought in early on in the success rate? So definitely we're going to be tough. We're going to be physical. We're going to have stuff on the mound. It's not a big difference when it comes to Division I talent. Don't get me wrong. There is a different mentality with age, with experience. But when it comes to freshmen and sophomores on the team, they're going to be talented. They're going to be baseball savvy. But I think the highest thing that I want to achieve is definitely to be competitive in every aspect of life.
That's where it all starts for sure. The BRCC Bears, their new head coach, Jonathan Parker. They'll kick off their season again in the spring, his first year at the helm. Coach Parker, we appreciate the time as always, sir. Best of luck to you, and hopefully we can catch up soon down the road. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. That is new BRCC head baseball coach, Coach Jonathan Parker, New Orleans native, former Southeastern Lion, junior college national champion as a player, carving out a few minutes for us here on AFR. West Virginia, they drove home those 2 runs. Some great baseball there. Get 2 on, bun them over. Base hit single to right field. They lead it 7-5. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. The Mountaineers are 3 defensive outs away from punching their ticket to the College World Series winners bracket and singing some country roads. We're going to grab a break, come back on the other side. Sports Center, get you caught up on national headlines at the top of the hour. And then Ryan Theriot going to hop aboard with us, talk about Steven Milam's return, how the infield sets up going forward for LSU, and plus the other things they've done in the portal as well. That's next, Hour 2 of AFR.
After further review.
Love telling you about Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, arco.com, arco.com. That's Arco Power Systems. We talk about generators a lot in Louisiana, especially all along the Gulf Coast, where we're sort of in this storm belt right here in the Gulf Coast. Well, of course, a lot of people have home standby generators. When we talk about Arco Power Systems, these are not home standby generators. This is industrial generator power. This is for your business. I mean, just think about it. When the power goes out, be it a hurricane, an ice storm, snow like we had last year, power goes out. What do you do with your business? Well, being offline is not an option. That's why you need Arco Power Systems. ARCCO, arco.com, arco.com, arco.com. Just look at all the locations. Baton Rouge, Bossier, Harvey, Lake Charles, Mandeville, Mobile, LaPorte, Texas, San Antonio, Little Rock, Houston, Dallas. They're everywhere. So if you're a business and you need standby power for your business, you need Arco Power Systems. ARCCO, arco.com, arco.com, arco.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season, and we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our lay of the lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the lake.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
I'm Billy Schmidt, and I've been with First American Bank for 13 years. I have a passion of getting to know customers, getting to know their journeys, getting to know their stories, and being a small part of that, and just continuing that, and taking those relationships and expanding out into the community, just to make First American a household name. And people look at us and say, hey, what's special about you guys? You're part of a family.
I'm Ed Bank, and the U.S. men's soccer team is getting ready to take the field for its first World Cup contest of 2026. The Americans will battle Paraguay tonight. It'll be the first of 3 matches for the U.S. in Group D, and it'll take place in Southern California just after 9 Eastern. One final today, Canada gets a late goal and gets a draw with Bosnia-Herzegovina at 1-1. It's an off night in the NBA Finals with the Knicks and Spurs set to play Game 5 in San Antonio tomorrow night. Spurs are looking to rebound after their collapse in Game 4. Chandre Fox talked about shielding himself from criticism for how he played at the end of the game.
It's not like people have my phone number and call me like, I don't watch those shows. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. Can't change it now.
Tomorrow night's game and all finals games can be heard on ESPN Radio and seen on ABC. In baseball, the Dodgers are keeping Shohei Ohtani out of the lineup tonight against the White Sox. Ohtani left last night's game with knee inflammation. In football, league sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter the NFL has closed its review of wide receiver Stephon Diggs after determining insufficient evidence.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Monday, I'll tell you which NFL team that made the playoffs last season that I'm most concerned about heading into this season. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Off and running hour number 2 after further review here on a Friday, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Musso in for Moscona. Scone, quick jaunt over to Vegas. He's going to listen to No Doubt in the Sphere. He'll be back on Monday. Taylor Sharp is here. Paul O'Neill is here. We're glad to have you here on a great Friday. Massive news around LSU baseball. Steven Milam pulling out of the MLB draft. He will return for his senior season. Cade Kurland, who LSU added in the transfer portal Thursday night, also today pulls out of the MLB draft. So it looks like the middle infield is set. Ryan Theriot, he's going to hop on with us here via the phone line today. Couldn't make it in for the whole show. It's all good. We appreciate the time we can get it with Ryan. Ryan, how are you?
Doing wonderful. Must be nice to be Matt Moscona today.
Look, I try to set out and just be Matt Musso. Ryan, I mean that's kind of what I mean. Why be Matt Moscona when you could be Matt Musso? That's kind of what I'm trying to go for here.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because Matt Moscona, if he feels like picking up and just flying to Vegas and seeing Gwen Stefani, then he just does that. I don't know.
No, you got a point there. You got a point there. Matt Musso doesn't do that. I'm not allowed to do that. So that actually is a good point. Look, man, I'm just wondering how you get Friday off. You pull up to the building over here, Ryan. You know this. You're here on Friday. There's nobody here. I mean, at any time of the day, really, on Friday. I'm trying to get that life too.
You'll get there.
Hopefully. All right. Let's talk some baseball here. Steven Milam, long rumored, long speculated, now official. He's returning for his senior season. We'll just start your reaction.
I mean, obviously, selfishly, I'm excited. I think, it's no secret that I've developed a really good relationship with Steven and his family, and going back from right when they got here into Baton Rouge before season started, before school started. So, selfishly, my family and myself, I'm excited, so I get to watch them wear the purple and gold one more year. But when you peel back the onion a little bit and just look at all the things in play here, I think that it's an extremely mature decision. Obviously well thought out. Hats off to Baton Rouge, hats off to Jay Johnson and the staff, and then also that clubhouse for even being a thought, or even an opportunity for him to come back for his senior year. We're doing something right down here, Musso, and to forego the draft, going to be a top 30 pick, top 40 pick for sure. I've got a little insider info, but, that's kind of where he was, and just say, hey, listen, I want to wear the purple and gold again. I want to win a natty for the Tigers again. It says a lot for this place. So just really excited for him, but also for the team next year.
I want to get into what it means for the team next year and ask you a couple things there, but you've often talked about him coming back and what that could do to advance his path to Major League Baseball. Can you explain what you mean there again, just for the benefit of listeners who maybe haven't heard it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, look, it's a general rule of thumb where you kind of progress league to league every year. Junior signees or high school guys, it's either rookie ball or A ball. There's 4 stops before you get to the major leagues. It's the facility league, rookie ball. It's low A, high A, 2 separate leagues, and then it's double A and triple A till you get to the big leagues. And most of the time, if you can skip those leagues, you can. Now, that's just the year that you are closer to the major leagues, and what you're trying to accomplish is to get to the big leagues as fast as you can. I think that, had Steven signed this year, he'd have probably gone to A ball, and then possibly repeated that next year, just depending on where they sent him. And then your path to the big leagues is 3 or 4 years, which is similar to mine. I mean, that's the path I took. Or you can play your senior season and put up the same numbers, which he's going to, or better. Mm-hmm. And then his immediate path after the draft next year will be in Double A, and that's where you want to be. I mean, if you're in Double A and you have a couple good months, there's a really good chance you get called up to the big leagues. You go straight from Double A to the major leagues, and that's what I did, and that's what a lot of guys do. And so he's really put himself in a position. He's going to skip those A ball leagues and hopefully go straight to Double A next year after the draft, and then the rest will be history. We can watch him wear a Yankees uniform for 15 years.
Okay, easy. Let's pick a different uniform. Easy. I mean, look, I'm not saying put him in a Boston uniform. I'm not going to go that. But I mean, can we get him in anything other than the Yankee pinstripes?
We'll see. We'll see about that.
Come on, easy. Again, we don't have to pander to the Yankees. Scone's not here today.
Yeah, you're right.
So, all right, let's look at it from now into next year because, man, Ryan, I look at this and I go, when I look at LSU teams that have made deep runs and sometimes runs that result in hoisting the trophy at the end, there's always that guy that makes the unselfish decision the year prior when he could leave to come back.
That's right.
And Milam fits that mold. So what does his senior season look like now at LSU?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him? Hold on.
It's going to look like we're going to come back and win another natty. That's the goal.
I love that. That's fantastic.
You see what I do for you, Musso?
Welcome to the show, Steven. Well, wait. Why am I talking to you this whole time?
That's all you get.
Oh,
okay?
You can't do that. I can't ask the follow-up on the decision. I have to ask the follow-up on the decision.
I'll give you one follow-up.
I wouldn't be doing my job. Moscona would fire me if you did not let me ask him the follow-up on the decision.
All right. What is it?
All right, Steven, can you just take us through the decision that you went through? This is obviously a massive moment in your life, but to come back to LSU for your senior season.
Yeah, I feel like this place is home, and it's given me everything that I've wanted in life, and I've accomplished everything that I wanted to, but the season didn't go how I wanted it to, and, looking back 20 years down the road, I'll be able to say I gave this place everything I had for 4 years, and, hopefully look back with 2 national championships, and, selfishly to be one of the best that, ever played shortstop. That means something to me.
He just wants people to say he was better than me when he played here. It's really what he's trying to say right now. So
I mean, now you completely threw me. Now I don't even really know where to go because it's like, well, hey, now what do I mean, anything I ask now, it's like, well, hell, I mean, the man's sitting right next to you.
Well, I mean, yeah, we had today was a big day for us, Muse. It was I don't know if you knew this or not, but Steven's a big collector, and like myself, he loves to rip cards. So we had a huge rip session over at AJ Sports Cards just now. And I'll tell you one of the cooler things, man. We probably interacted with 4 or 5 people on the way over there, just random folks, and every one of them came up to him and thanked him for coming back. And the time that I've spent with him the last couple hours or two, it was him saying, "Hey, man, like this place has given so much to me. Like, they don't need to thank me. I should be thanking them. Like, this is Baton Rouge, made this decision much easier." And so, hats off to all the fans as well. When a guy's got a chance to go make a couple $1 million and and says, you know what, I'm going to put that aside, and that can wait, but I'll never have this chance again to put this uniform on. You know, that's a heck of a decision for a young man to make, and you know, I think, like you said on your question earlier about what that team looks like, to have a leader like that those guys can look to and say, man, look, if he did this, you know, I got to give it everything I've got. That's pretty powerful. And, you know, so obviously I think it's going to be an awesome season.
All right, well, I'll ask you one more, or if you want to give the phone back to Monster, you can, about the infield next year, because Steven's coming back. You add Cade Kurland. He pulls his name out of the draft. It's a 4-year starter in the SEC. Dawson Park, obviously going to fit into that infield somewhere as well. I mean, just a thought on and then Mason Braun at first base, who really showed some chops there as a freshman. Man, that looks like one of the more formidable units in college baseball for 2027.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where Braun ends up. I mean, I know I haven't talked to Jay specifically about it, but he got a lot of run in the outfield there toward the end. It looked like to me that they were really kind of working on that. So wherever Braun fits, he's going to fit. His bat is going to play. The kid can really, really hit. But anytime, and Steven and I talked about this earlier today, I mean, when you're setting up an ideal lineup to go win championships, you're strong up the middle, right? I think we've got the best 2 catchers in the country. And I think that, you know, like Cerna could be 1-1, honestly. I could see that happening when his time comes. You've got a couple starters coming back on the mound that I think are going to improve and be really, really good. You've got the best middle infield in America. I mean, you talked about Kurland. This is a kid that had 17 homers his freshman year that, you know, really was freshman All-American, you know, had a few injuries and dealt with that. But you get him right. I mean, you know, and then I don't know. I'm not sure about this, but man, if we could convince old Jake Brown to come back, this thing looks pretty good next year. So I told Steven, I said, man, you gotta see if you can get him to come back.
That's right.
Know, but it's shaping up good, and it was a great day for Tiger baseball today, obviously, and we're all excited, man.
It's right. He's got to play recruiter now, right? That's the hat that has to go on now for Steven is recruiting his teammates and whatnot to come back. It is a great day, man. Awesome day for Jay. Awesome day for the program. Awesome day for Steven and his family. That's pretty much all I got for you. You really kind of threw me off there, the whole line of questioning, but appreciate it. That was great. So thank you to you. Thank you to Steven for hopping on for a little bit there as well. And we'll catch up with you next week, Ryan.
You're the man, Muse. Thanks for having me, as always.
Absolutely. You take it easy. There you go. You heard it from Theriot. You heard it from the man himself, Steven Milam, there on the other end of the phone, too. Just, man, I said it in the first segment of the show when we talked about this, and when you listen to Steven Milam's answer there about why he wanted to come back and the decision, that's a guy that just gets it. This place has gotten into him, and he knows what it means. Again, a player who comes from out of state has the passion that goes with this program. I think you hear that in that answer. And he's coming back for another chip. They're not done in this offseason. They got more to get. But getting Steven Milam back's massive. Adding what you have on the infield, you have solidified a unit that struggled. This past season. There's just no way around that. But listening to him, man, you get it. You absolutely get it. All right, we're going to grab a break, come back on the other side. We have done nothing but talk baseball this show, which I think is fantastic. I love that. But we'll switch gears. We'll talk some New Orleans Saints here next on AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Yes, hormone replacement therapy. Yes, NAD+. Yes, BPC 157. Yes, ED treatment. The bottom line is, gentlemen, I don't care how old you are. It's about how old you feel, and do you want to feel like you did when you were younger? Do you want to live a more vital life? Do you want to live a more energetic life, where you wake up in the morning, your feet hit the floor, and you're rip-roaring ready to go, where you're motivated to get in the gym, where you have a great libido, where you have great mindset, energy, mental clarity, memory, all that sort of stuff? It's possible. It's affordable. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help you do it. Hormone replacement therapy could be a giant part of that for you. NAD Plus can literally help your cellular optimization to make you younger at a cellular level. BPC 157, tremendous in helping in recovery. Learn more. YourGoodwood.com.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you know you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Love telling you about River Parish Contractors. rpcontractors.com is the website if you're looking for work, or you may not even know you're looking for work. River Parish Contractors, you need to make this call. Call Big Jake over at River Parish Contractors because they got tons of work lined up. So you want overtime? They got as much overtime as you want. So you never have to. A lot of places want to hire, give you a good rate, but they don't want you to work overtime. Not a River Parish Contractors. They got as much overtime as you want to work. You want to work night shifts when it's cooler? You can do that. You want to work day shifts? Got it. Look, there's no rainouts. They have amazing benefits. They've got PTO. If you're a welder, pipe fitter, pipe cutter, you got to get in touch with my friends over at River Parish Contractors. Call Big Jake or go to rpcontractors.com, rpcontractors.com. Right there in reserve, River Parish Contractors, rpcontractors.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, we roll along here. Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Musso in for Moscona. The New Orleans Saints have wrapped up OTAs here in 2026. They will hit the field again next week, starting on Tuesday for mandatory mini camp. One thing that's interesting, I guess, when you look at this, and I came across an article today over at Yahoo asking about the Saints' additions at edge and pass rusher, and if it was enough. While all the focus has really been on what the Saints brought in offensively to help Tyler Shuck, while all the focus has been on Jonas Sanker's move to star, that's been a big talking point here. The strength of your cornerback room, which, I mean, look, the Saints said it themselves. They went into the draft hoping to land a quarterback. It just Didn't fall that way for them. Edge rusher maybe has kind of flown under the radar, and pass rush kind of has flown under the radar. All of that works in tandem, right? Well, your cornerbacks are what they are. You don't feel like that's the strength of your defense. But a good pass rush can obviously help that. Disrupt the quarterback, make him release the ball earlier. All of those types of things helps your defense on the back end. And the question that this article over at Yahoo posed is, were the additions enough? Because when you look at this depth-wise, you can argue that the Saints are pretty thin on the edge and at pass rushing positions. I mean, if you just look at edge with the Saints, you know you have Chase Young, Carl Granderson. That's going to be the top of your edge room right there. Chris Rump. Jury's still out on Cam Jordan. You can see that, all right, numbers are a little thin there. So what did you add? Well, you added Tyree Wilson, an edge. You added Anthony Jennings, outside linebacker. But when I look at this for the Saints, you're already starting at a good spot, pass rush-wise. You had 45 sacks a season ago in 2025. You're returning 28 of those. Of the 45 sacks, 12 and a half came from positions other than edge rusher. You have a good foundation there. Now you add Anthony Jennings, you add in Tyree Wilson, and the guy that you're not talking about that you added in is also Caden Ellis. Let's start with Chase Young. So Chase Young a year ago had 10 sacks. He only played in 12 games. Your pass rush really went as Chase Young went with his health a year ago. Remember, he missed the first 5 games of the season. But once he got back, that's when the pass rush really took off, because you ended up with 2 double-digit sack guys with Young and Cam Jordan. And Carl Granderson played a great complement to them and ended up with 6 of his own. But you're looking at Chase Young, 12 games, 10 sacks. You get 17 games out of him, that's going to take to the next level. You would expect 14, 15 maybe sacks from Chase Young, provided he's healthy and gives you 17 games. I think that's a fair expectation. Maybe even more than that. You know Carl Granderson's a good compliment, all right? That's a really good foundation. Then you add in, again, the 12 and a half sacks from other positions outside of defensive end. And by the way, you return 10 and a half of those. The only ones you lose, you return 10. The only ones you lose are the 2 from Alontae Taylor and the half sack that DeMario Davis had. And then we get into your additions. Tyree Wilson, former 7th overall pick, brings 12 career sacks in 3 seasons. His season high is 4.5. That's not what you would expect from a 7th overall pick. But you know the ability is in there. Let's say he matches his career high and gives you 4.5. That's a really good number. That's going to help you on the back end. You go to Anthony Jennings. And his strength has been run defense. Like, we talked about that from the moment he was signed. But after he signed and he met with the media, this was back in May, he talked about how he feels his ability to get to the quarterback, impact the passer, is an underrated part of his game.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't went for 10+ sacks yet, but I feel like I affect the quarterback in many ways. Batted balls, just being around him. It's always been this narrative where I couldn't get to the quarterback or all this and this and that, and you watch the game. I'm constantly affecting the quarterback. I feel like, and I just try to do whatever I can, whatever situation I'm in to help the team win, and whether that's getting out to the quarterback, stopping the run, and or whatever. That's all I'm trying to do is win the game.
He has a point there. I want to come back to it, but you heard him say he hadn't gone for 10 double-digit sacks in a season. Anfernee Jennings brings in 7.5 sacks in his career. His season high is 2.5. But he mentioned impacting the game in the other ways. And you know what? He's got a point there. In the last 2 seasons, he's hit the quarterback 16 times, 25 times for his career. Double-digit QB hurries, double-digit QB knockdowns. He is getting to the passer. He talked about batting the ball down. You don't always have to make the sack for it to count. I like what he can bring. And then, as we said, Caden Ellis is the guy that no one's really talking about really in this role. Caden Ellis brings 20.5 career sacks back to New Orleans. His season high of 7 came at New Orleans. We talked about this with Ross Jackson a few weeks ago when I was filling in for Matt. This is a real possibility that you see in third down packages. You can have Granderson, Young on the field, and then bring in Danny Stutzman, put him at Mike, have Pete Werner play outside, and bring Caden Ellis closer to the line of scrimmage and let him go impact the passer. There are ways that Brandon Staley can maneuver this. I look at this, I say, have the Saints done enough to address pass rusher? I say yes. And then the wild card is what happens with Cam Jordan. Because we already know that Cam Jordan, at the age he is, on a limited snap count that he played a year ago in Brandon Staley's defense, being moved back out on the edge, can deliver. I'm not telling you if Cam Jordan ends up going back to the Saints for 2026 that he's going to have 10.5 sacks again. I think that's probably unlikely. But could Cam Jordan go out there, have 6, 7, 8 sacks? I think that's certainly possible. And that adds another dimension, especially with the way you could potentially move Caden Ellis around on this defense and third down packages. You saw some great pass rush traits from Isaiah Stallbird a year ago. He's back. Jonas Sanker, filling the Alante Taylor role. How does he affect the passer in rush standpoint, from a rush standpoint? I think they've done enough there. I think the Saints have actually set themselves up, given the positional versatility of a couple guys that they did bring in, who we've mentioned here, to have a really formidable pass rush in 2026. And they're going to need it. You got better stopping the run with an addition of Anfernee Jennings. You got Godshaw back for another year, just run stuffer. Now it looks like you've shorn up the pass rush. And you need that given the condition that your secondary is in. Maybe they add one more piece to the secondary. But if we're trying to answer the question, have the Saints done enough with their pass rush? My answer is yes. And I think it could be a fun season watching the black and gold get to the quarterback with all the different things that they can do now on that side of the ball. Okay, we're going to grab a break, but before we do that, Taylor, I'm not sure what floating live we're on, but here's Matt with a message on one of our great sponsors here on AFR.
Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, as we say, together we roar. Part of the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady Health System. And, I love telling you about Our Lady of the Lake because whenever we talk about healthcare, Our Lady of the Lake understands the two things primarily that people want are access and convenience. And they knock that out of the park. Whether it be at the regional medical center, if it's the lake after hours, if it's any of the specialty services that you may need, heart, stroke, cancer, pediatrics, you want the best. You want Our Lady of the Lake. You can learn more about the Championship Health Partnership, OLOL, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar.
All right, we're going to grab a break. We still have a lot to get to here on the show. I mean, we haven't even touched on this massive official visitor weekend that LSU has coming up here in the third week of June. It's going to be a big weekend on campus, so we got to get some thoughts on that as well. So plenty left to do. We'll grab a break, come back on the other side. I do want to talk a little College World Series. West Virginia has defeated Troy 7-5, so the Mountaineers are 1-0, their very first win ever in the College World Series in their first game. They await the winner of tonight's game between Ole Miss and North Carolina. I want to give you some thoughts on how I think the field and the bracket plays out in Omaha now that the tournament's underway. So we'll do that next here on AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-001-752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. I love sharing 5-star Google reviews. Here's one from Ricky Gomez, who said Chris, his technician, was very professional and knowledgeable during the HVAC evaluation. He provided details and recommendations in a clear and concise manner. That's one of the things that always stands out. If you're having an issue with your AC or your heater, and River City's 1 Hour Air sends out a technician for an evaluation, they're going to explain your options to you. And that may sound simple, but none of it, I don't know anything about an HVAC, neither do you. Let's be honest. So whenever they go get up in your attic or they go look at your HVAC unit on the side of your house and they come talk to you, they're going to explain very clearly what's happening and your options to remedy it. It's River City's 1 Hour Air. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. 752-0001.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season, and we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our Lay of the Lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the Lake.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
If your office is experiencing performance issues, like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Brought to you by Evermore. Drink Evermore, EVAMOR, evermore.com, evermore.com. For elite athletes, for someone who just wants a healthier lifestyle. Maybe you're a parent, you want a healthier option for your children. Evermore is a great option. I would highly encourage you, bottom line, if you're drinking tap water, don't. Bare minimum, filter your tap water. But the best option is Evermore. This is natural artesian water. It's underground aquifers on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain, right there in Covington. They dug a well into that aquifer, and I mean, it's literally thousands of years in the making. That's why they call it Mother Nature's masterpiece. That's what they're pulling out of the ground. The only filtration is take like the sediment from the ground out of the water, and it goes right into the bottle. So it never touches air until you uncap it, take that first delicious sip. Learn more where you can buy it, great retailers or online, EVAMOR, evermore.com.
All right, we're going to some LSU football here to start the 5 o'clock hour. But while I had a moment, I did want to take some time and talk a little bit of College World Series. That got underway today. And just kind of give you my thoughts on how I see the bracket playing out. Or I mean, maybe we should just call it the SEC tournament with 5 SEC teams there and then making up one full side of the bracket. Let's start with some of the action today. West Virginia, they defeated Troy 7-5. Back and forth game, man. I mean, the first 3 innings of that baseball game between the Mountaineers and the Trojans, you blinked and you missed something. It was 4-4 after 3 innings. You had a homer in there. You had a steal of home. Like, it was fast and furious to start. A great relief outing for Ian Korn for West Virginia was the difference in that game, along with a 2 RBI single late in the bottom of the 8th. So the Mountaineers advance. I look at this West Virginia team, and I see a team that can make a little noise. I'm not telling you that West Virginia is going to win the national championship. In fact, I don't think they are. I hope they do, but I don't think that they are. I think they lack a little too much on the mound. But where it gets interesting with them is the style of offense that Steve Saban plays. And it is very much, you might remember this from a year ago when they came down here for the Super Regional, it forces the defense to make a lot of plays. Fast catch. All of those, they like to run. They will steal, get them on, get them over, get them in. They are great at exploiting any type of mistake. It's a real lineup, and now they've shown pop in that lineup as well, especially here in the NCAA tournament. So the way they score, the pressure they put on the opposition, that intrigues me about West Virginia. The other interesting part here is they have the Big 12 Pitcher of the Year. He will go for them in game number 2 in the winner's bracket against either Ole Miss or North Carolina. It's not out of the realm of possibility that West Virginia gets hot, wins that game, and somebody has to come back and beat them twice. That's their best path because they do not have the depth on the mound nor the stuff on the mound to compete through a loser's bracket, having to come back and beat either Ole Miss or North Carolina twice. That just isn't a thing. But their offense is intriguing because in this ballpark where the ball does not jump out, now the ball flew pretty well today, except later in that game with Troy and West Virginia. It was in the 8th inning. The first batter of the, 9th inning. First batter of the 9th inning for Troy hits a rocket towards the gap. The right fielder is back towards the infield, running full speed after this ball, looking like it's going to go out of the park, and then he pulls up shy of the warning track and makes the play. That's the Chuck. That's Charles Schwab Field. That's what we're used to seeing. But you did have 2 home runs. But in a park where the ball doesn't fly out, an offense like West Virginia that puts all that pressure on you, that can be dangerous. I'm just saying don't be surprised if West Virginia makes a little noise here. They've already won 1 game. Now, to the nightcap. North Carolina and Ole Miss. This should be a fabulous game of baseball tonight. Ole Miss going to go with Taylor Rabe on the bump to start. I was a little surprised by that move because, I mean, you have Hunter Elliott, who has won a national championship, has pitched in the biggest game in Omaha. And oh, by the way, Ole Miss has never lost an NCAA tournament game started by Hunter Elliott. Thought that might be the way you go, but they're going to go with Taylor Rabe. Taylor Rabe has been fantastic. He has developed into the ace of that Ole Miss staff. Big fastball, big breaking ball, really nice off-speed pitch as well. Like, he's been really good. North Carolina hadn't seen many guys like him in the ACC this year, but they'll counter with Ryan Lynch, who's been fantastic on their side as well all season in the game one start. You're looking at a guy, mid-90s fastball, great off-speed and breaking stuff for him as well. This should be an awesome game. The difference, I believe, is Ole Miss's offense in this game. Can the Rebs score without the long ball? Judd Utermark, Tristan Becerra, Austin Foley, all those big home run hitters. How does that play at Charles Schwab? What's the wind doing? If Ole Miss can get a few balls out of the yard, they're going to be in a really good spot. I think they can handle North Carolina if that's the case. If they can get a few balls out of the yard. If not, I think you're in a much tighter ball game. And for there, I'll favor the better pitching staff. And for me, that's Ole Miss. I know Walker McDuffie is awesome at the back end for North Carolina. Ryan Lynch has been great. I get it. But Taylor Rabe, carved in the SEC, hooks at the back end of Ole Miss's bullpen is such a different look than Rabe. I think that could play really well. I think Ole Miss wins that game. I think Ole Miss wins that bracket. There just isn't a team that has the three starters like Ole Miss has. Play this out. Ole Miss goes Taylor Rabe, game one, you get to the winner's bracket. You have Hunter Elliott potentially waiting right there. You win that. Oh, by the way, Cade Townsend is going to throw your winner's bracket game where someone has to beat you twice. Or there's a chance you could have Hunter Elliott for that game, depending on how Mike Bianco wants to stack the rest of his pitching staff. That's a team that hits mainly for power. So if you take the home run, I'm worried, especially with the swing and miss in their bat. But they've shown the ability to score plenty of runs. They pitch. They have a closer. 3 dominant starters. That has bracket winner written all over it. I think Ole Miss ends up coming out of that side. Now you go to the SEC side. Alabama, it's been a great run. I think Alabama's going 0-2. Alabama got I don't know if you've ever seen pair ratings in college baseball. But it's a rating system. They have a Twitter account. It's actually a really good follow. I would encourage you to follow it. Based on their metrics, their ratings, Alabama had the easiest path to Omaha. Okay, this is an Alabama team that had a great season, has some really high-end players. Tyler Fay has really stepped up in the front of their rotation, has been awesome. Get through a no-hitter earlier this year. Obviously, we know about Justin LeBron at shortstop. Torres in that lineup as well. Brady Neal, former Tigers, had a great year. But Alabama was a flawed baseball team this year as well. And if not for their draw, they're probably not here. I think it ends for them in Omaha. I think they go 0-2. I like Oklahoma in that game. Why? Well, Cord Rager, who is a freshman, has been awesome for them since taking over the Friday night start, or the game one start. LJ Mercurius has moved to the bullpen and has been very good there. And oh, by the way, that Oklahoma offense is very similar to West Virginia. They want to steal bases. Their speed impacts and puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And Alabama is an atrocious fielding baseball team. Alabama has fielded. Their season's not over yet. They are fielding .963 on the year. Facing that Oklahoma offense, the pressure they put on you, I think that's a recipe for disaster for Alabama against Oklahoma. And then let's say you lose that. Oh, by the way, your consolation prize in the loser's bracket is either Texas or Georgia. I think it's going to be a rough stay for Alabama and Omaha. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I think it's going to be a rough stay for them. So the nightcap on Saturday, Georgia and Texas. Y'all, maybe you come back after the College World Series and over and you can throw this in my face. I am not a believer in Georgia. I do not think they're winning the national championship. I have not thought that really all season. I think the home run power goes away a little. I think they get theirs in Omaha, but not at the clip they were hitting on the season. I have major questions about their pitching depth and have all year. The top of their pitching staff is very good. You get Matt Scott, you get Justin Bird out of the bullpen. That's awesome. Paul Farley's had some nice outings. Like, I get that. But you don't have an ace. You do not have a true ace. Joey Volchko can be really good one night and just be pittance the next time out. I have questions there. You saw them move Dylan Vignew, their Saturday guy, into the bullpen for the Super Regional. They're trying to pare that down and get the most of those guys that they can. You know who doesn't have that problem? Texas. Texas is built very similar to Ole Miss. You have three really good starters with Dylan Volantis at the front of that thing. I have a lot more faith in Dylan Volantis than I do Joey Volchko from a consistency standpoint. Then you back that up with Harrison and Riojas. Oh, by the way, Cozart in your bullpen, true elite closer. And Texas can hit. And not only can Texas hit, Texas can hit for power, Texas can hit for average. They can score in a lot of different ways. They can keep pace with Georgia, but I also think Dylan Volantis is able to slow down that Georgia lineup. I like Texas to beat Georgia. I like Texas to win that bracket and face Ole Miss. If you're looking for a national championship pick, I like the Texas Longhorns to win the College World Series. I have really since February. There's a Musso at the Box episode you go back and find if you're trying to call me out on it, I guess. If you think, Musso, you're just blowing smoke. It was one of the post-game shows. Who's impressed you most? This was February. I was like, Texas, I think they're going to win the national championship. And I still do. I think they're the most balanced team. They don't live or die by the long ball. They hit for average. They have the same advantage on the mound as Ole Miss does. And with those two teams matching up, I like Texas. I think that stinks because that would give them 7 titles, and they're right on LSU's heels again. And I think that's awful. In a perfect world for me, West Virginia wins the national championship, and none of the SEC teams win anything of significance. But I think I'm not naive. We all know better than that. Give me Texas to win the national championship. We'll grab a break. Come back on the other side. Close out hour number 2 of AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, do what injured people in Louisiana have done for more than 30 years. Call Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. 888-8888. It's all 8s. 888-8888. I don't even need to give you the area code because no matter where you are in the state, it doesn't matter. Just dial 888-8888 for Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Gordon does an awesome job, man. He's a great person. They've been so invested in our communities with all the charitable and service work that they do. They give back into the communities that they represent, no matter what time of year. If it's the bike giveaway for kids around Christmas time, if it's the laptop giveaway around back to school time, if it's the charitable work they do during October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, they're always involved in the community. We tell you all the time, of course, about the G Team and what Gordon's done with NIL and the opportunities that he's afforded student athletes. Just a great, great community partner. If you've been injured, you need representation, go to getgordon.com. That's getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
Another roof gone too soon. Looks like neglect. There's no doubt about it. This is a case of poor installation. At Pelican Roofing, we don't guess. We investigate to find the real cause of your roof's problems. Call Pelican Roofing for your free roof investigation today. Case closed.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you know you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinecenterla.com.
I've been in banking for over 35 years. I usually start about 7:30 in the morning, and I usually leave somewhere around 5, or if customers need me to meet them at their house or their business places, I don't mind going after hours. I have done churches, subdivisions, retail centers, hospitals, and nursing homes. And that's why we chose to live in this community, because of the values First American Bank has, that I can serve my community and my customers.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you...
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Brought to you by Parish Construction Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Tell you every day do business with someone you know. That's me and Theriot and Richard Tilley and Joe Morales and Trent Davis and our whole staff. We appreciate everyone so much who's given us the opportunity. Our commercial roofing manager, Matt Pearson, sent us all a text that we were just awarded a large commercial roofing job today, and they heard us talking about it. And yes, of course, at your home, any roof repair, replacement, we love to help you out. We can install gutters for you. We do soft wash, do all of it. But I want to remind you that we are a commercial roofing company as well. So if your commercial building needs a new roof or repair, you have any issues whatsoever, we have the best guy. We went and scoured the world and found Matt Pearson in Florida, and we brought him to Baton Rouge. I'm convinced there's not a soul alive that knows more about commercial roofing than Matt Pearson. So if your commercial building is having any roof issues, roof repair, replacement, or you just need options, trust me, have a conversation with Matt Pearson. We'd love to help you out. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com.
All right, closing out hour number 2 of AFR. We'll do so with Tigers in the Pros. Taylor, take it away.
Tigers in the Pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, starting Major League Baseball yesterday, the Chicago Cubs take down the Colorado Rockies 9-3, thanks in large part to former Tiger Alex Bregman. The third baseman went 2 for 4 with a home run, 2 RBIs, scored a run on his own as well, averaging 246 on the year, but a big day for Alex Bregman. Tonight, 8 o'clock window, Athletics versus Rockies. Gage Jump will be on the mound for the A's. Since being called up, Gage Jump has been awesome, 2-1 on the year with a 2.46 ERA. Yesterday in the WNBA, former LSU Tiger Angel Reese. She was in action 33 minutes, 25 points, shot 50% from the field to go along with 9 rebounds and 3 assists. The Atlanta Dream did drop that game, though, to the New York Liberty. Finally, Sam Burns in a 4-way tie for second place out there at the Canadian Open. He shot 3 under today, 6 under yesterday. He is 9 under for the tournament, just 1 shot off of Ben James, who leads the tournament currently at 10 under par. And that is Tigers in the pros.
This is At Further Review here on a Friday edition. Musso in for Moscona. Scone is back on Monday. He's going to go listen to No Doubt in Vegas, and then he'll be back. We'll be back here with you on Monday. We're going to grab a break, come back on the other side. Massive official visitor weekend for LSU football. That's how June goes, and they got another stacked list. We'll run through it, tell you what you need to know as we kick off hour number 2. For now, Sports Center. That's going to get you caught up on your national headlines. Stick around. Hour number 3 of AFR as we close out a Friday is next.
AFR.
Always a pleasure to tell you about our friends at the Williamson Eye Center. Check them out online at williamsoneye.com. They've got locations all over the greater Baton Rouge area. On the Baton Rouge General Campus, I mean, you turn off a Bluebonnet onto Picardy, you make that right. And then right there at the stop sign, the building on the right, the first 2 floors, that's the Williamson Eye Center. State-of-the-art dry eye center, and it's full service. Of course, they have their state-of-the-art surgery center there where you can have your LASIK or whatever surgical procedure you're having. But they have your standard annual eye exam as well at the Williamson Eye Center. Learn more at williamsoneye.com. The thing I tell you every day is take the advice that I was given and change your life. To give yourself the gift of sight is absolutely incredible. If you're someone like me who spent your life with contacts or glasses, there is a way to be done with it forever. WilliamsonEye.com. Go see Dr. Blake Williamson for that free consultation. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com for the Williamson Eye Center.
My name is Mike Krumholt, and I've been with First American Bank for 4 years. What makes First American Bank special is we're able to offer all the products and services that any other big bank can offer. What sets us apart is being able to give that small town feel that someone can pick up the phone and they can talk to someone or stop by the branch and get excellent customer service.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season, and we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our lay of the lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the lake.
Eagle 98.1, the rock station. Home of the Woody Show in the morning. Scotty Mack with Rock at Work. Michelle Southern with Southern Rock. Home of LSU sports since 1998. And rock for Baton Rouge since 1985. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. To join our VIP fan club, text ROCK to 225-499-9898. Eagle 98.1, the rock station.
Hey, Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinela.com and tell them Matt sent you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience Center.
I'm Ed Benkin. The U.S. men's soccer team will take the field tonight in Southern California for its first World Cup game of 2026. The Americans will take on Paraguay tonight, the first of 3 matches for the U.S. in Group D. Earlier, Canada got a late goal, got a draw with Bosnia-Herzegovina at 1-1. It's an off night in the NBA Finals. The Knicks and Spurs are set to play Game 5 in San Antonio tomorrow night. The Spurs are looking to bounce back after suffering the biggest collapse in Finals history in Game 4. Hall of Famer Magic Johnson was on Get Up and said he believes the Spurs will bounce back.
You know, one thing about the Spurs, they're young, and I think that they're going to be okay. I think this is going to be Game 6 back to New York. Listen, it wasn't that they played bad.
Tomorrow night's game can be heard on ESPN Radio and can also be seen on ABC. Baseball news, Shohei Ohtani is out of the lineup tonight for the Dodgers. He left last night's game with knee inflammation. College Baseball World Series continues. Coming up on ESPN in about an hour will be Ole Miss taking on North Carolina. Earlier, West Virginia defeated Troy 7-5.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options. Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour number 3 here on a Friday, off and running after further review, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Musso in for Moscona. Taylor Sharp, Paul O'Neill along for the ride, and happy to have you along for the ride as well. You're just knocking off work, hopping in the car. Thank you for making us a part of your commute home. It's been a great show already, man. Led off, Steven Milam returning to LSU. We had Theriot on, who was next to Steven Milam, so we kind of had Steven Milam on too. Get his thoughts on the return. LSU has really solidified that infield with Milam's return and the addition of Cade Kurland. We spent a lot of time in the first hour and a half of the show talking about all of that, so catch that on demand, AFR On Demand, presented by Breck Golf. Talked a little bit of Saints. Now we finally turn our attention to a massive official visitor weekend out at LSU for Lane Kiffin and the LSU football program. This is their biggest official visitor weekend so far in June. First weekend they had 6. Last weekend they had 6. This weekend they will have 8 prospects in for OVs, and it starts with Louisiana native 4-star top 10 running back Trey Martin. Out of Franklin Parish, Winsboro, Louisiana. Number 6 player in the state, number 11 running back at his position. Per the Rivals industry rankings, Rivals has him as the 10th overall back in the country. A guy who was at one point an Alabama lean. Now, this seems like a battle between LSU and Florida. We referenced earlier in the week, Sam Spiegelman over at Rivals put in some predictions. Trey Martin was one of those, predicted LSU as the destination with 60% confidence. Did mention, keep an eye on the Florida Gators, but Trey Martin will now be on campus this weekend. 4-star for the class of 2027. Shea Dixon was with us, obviously, on Tuesday in his weekly spot and talked about a crowded running back room, LSU trending for multiple prospects, 2 top 10 running backs. We'll get to that later. But while that's the case, Trey Martin not really wavered by any of it.
Well, if you do land 2 running backs from out of state, what does it mean for Trey Martin? He's a top 10 running back, but he's here in Louisiana. He visits this weekend, and Matt, everything I've been told is that they had these discussions with him already. They laid out what his kind of role in the team would be, whether you want to say NIL, all of that. Every discussion's been had and will be had again this weekend on his official visit. But it's a matter of, and look, it's so tough to predict year over year what our room will look like, but they anticipate that they want 3 more guys to be in the running back room next year. Do you take 1 high school kid and 2 portal kids? Do you take 2 high school and 1 portal kid? Do you take 3 high school kids? Right now, it seems like they're trending towards wanting to at least take 3 high school prospects that they feel kind of each bring something different to the table.
So the 3 high school prospects there would obviously be Brennan Lacey, who committed over the weekend on his official visit to LSU. That's an out-of-state guy. And then Trey Segura as well, another top 10 running back, 4-star, number 7 running back in the country per the Rivals industry rankings, number 3 player out of Duncan, South Carolina. LSU stockpiling numbers there. But you heard Shea say it, Trey Martin knows. He's a priority for this staff out of Louisiana. And if he wants to pop for LSU, they're going to take the commitment. He's got the spot. His role's been defined. NIL, all of that has been defined. But you are going to see a lot of fluctuation with the running back room at LSU if they ultimately do land Martin and Segura, and you have 3 high school running backs in this class, and then you turn around and every running back that you have on the team for 2026 all has eligibility to return in 2027. So you are looking at a position that is going to be in flux, and there's going to be attrition there, given on how the rest of this plays out. But Trey Martin, he's the headliner. He's on campus this weekend for his official visit to LSU, and one to really keep an eye on, especially with Segura, another top 10 running back, trending towards LSU right now. The other big one to really look at is Torrey Pittman. Torrey Pittman is a 4-star safety, one of 2 safeties that will visit LSU this weekend. He is currently committed to Nebraska. He's out of Omaha, number 3 safety in the country, a 4-star per Rivals, top 2 player in the state of Nebraska. A guy that LSU's kind of picked up steam with here a little bit maybe as of late. Per Shea over at On 3, he camped with LSU a year ago. Jake Olson stayed in contact, and now, even though he's committed to Nebraska, that contact has been strong enough with Jake Olson that he's going to make an official visit to LSU. Look, LSU's been in the flip market a lot here as of late. Torrey Pittman's just the latest. Circle him. Keeping with the safeties, Davion Jones, a 4-star out of North Carolina. He's actually teammates with Josh Dobson, who's the number 1 cornerback in the country, was an LSU target. Now not, but it's a top 10 safety prospect in Davion Jones. He had planned this visit out and is going to stick with that plan as well. So it's another big get for him to have 2 top 10 safeties on campus as well. Corey Raymond will host a cornerback, Texas 4-star Brandon Sherrard, one of his top targets. And Shea has mentioned him on this show. Of course, LSU has 1 cornerback in the boat already in Marquez Davis. Brandon Sherrard really kind of where the attention's turning there, at least for this week, and as he's on campus. And then you look at 3 offensive linemen that Eric Wolford's going to bring in. Kelsey Adams, a 4-star out of Georgia, was on campus for LSU a week ago. He's in Starkville, or at least set to be in Starkville this weekend. LSU is trending there for 4-star Kelsey Adams, but that doesn't stop them. Because remember, LSU, they have not had one offensive lineman pop for them. Albert Simeon, who is one of the top offensive tackles in the country, definitely in Louisiana, the top player. Sam Spiegelman, who we referenced earlier, pegged him to Texas A&M with a 70% confidence rate and had the biggest threat as Notre Dame. Matt's talked about it a lot here on this show, how LSU's building through there. I mean, he believes, they're not spending on high school offensive linemen. Look, they're their actions show that as well. So maybe if Simeon is going to end up at Texas A&M, again, that's what's being predicted right now, can you land Kelsey Adams or one of these other three that you're bringing in? Joshua Sam Appel, he's a 4-star. He will be on campus, uncommitted, top 15 offensive tackle in the country, according to Rivals, 6'9", 340 pounds. Seems to have a really good relationship with Coach Eric Wolford. I'm probably going to butcher this name. Apologies. Kal-El Johnson, another 4-star offensive tackle. He's out of Cincinnati, 6'6", 305 pounds. Rising senior, so kind of a guy that maybe was under the radar a little bit, top 20 offensive tackle prospect. But again, we talked about the conversation we've had here on this show where LSU is looking maybe, okay, we're not going to spin big on high school NIL with offensive linemen. A rising senior like Kal-El Johnson could be that guy. Top 20 prospect, good size, all of that. Big push right now from LSU there. I think Shea, we talked about him on Tuesday as well with Shea Dixon. So he'll be on campus. And then probably another name that I'm going to butcher here, so my apologies to the young man. Amaziah Siale. This is the newest offer handed out from Eric Wolford and staff. He's out of California. So he camped at LSU a week ago per Shea over at On3, and now will be back here after he landed the offer for an official visit. He's a 3-star, a little bit more of an under-recruited guy. But you look at Saleh, and, I mean, look, he's going to fit the mold kind of for an SEC offensive tackle, 6'6", 330. But to show kind of the under-recruited, he's number 66 player at his position, but a guy that they've gotten eyes on and will get eyes on 2 weekends in a row, get in front of his face. I would say that's definitely one to really watch there for LSU. And then lastly, 3-star defensive lineman Jason Johnson out of the state of Texas. He will be on campus. It's a who's who of offers, including the home state, Texas. Obviously, LSU has an offer out for him. So do other SEC programs. So, look, it's a stacked weekend. Their biggest official visitor weekend so far here in the month of June. Eight prospects on campus. I would tell you, really pay attention to Trey Martin, obviously Torrey Pittman from their Nebraska committed safety, and man, keep an eye out for those 3 offensive linemen and Kelsey Adams as well, who is again scheduled to be on his official to Mississippi State this weekend after he was in Baton Rouge a week ago, and LSU really seemed to pick up ground there. He is committed, obviously, to Georgia currently right now, but many believe that maybe he's not long potentially for that commitment. So keep an eye on those guys in particular, but it's a stacked weekend. We'll have your recap for you. Obviously, commitments normally pop out of these things. So we'll have a recap for you on Monday, and then Shea will be back on the show with us Tuesday to recap it all and set up the next big official weekend visit in June for the Tigers. All right, we're going to grab a break. We will come back on the other side. It's After Further Review, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar here on a Friday. Musso in for Moscona. We'll grab a break, come back. There's a Saint that is set for a really big year 2 jump. It might not be who you're thinking about. We'll tell you about that next here on AFR.
After Further Review.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham. Mid-City on Don Moore, Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. You know those 4 locations, and what an awesome time to get by Clegg's Nursery because they still have every single day shipments of flowers coming in, plants, trees, shrubs. You want to beautify the exterior of your home. You want to add that pop of color to your flower bed, to your patio pots. Maybe you got unwanted pests like ants or snakes or mosquitoes, wasps. They can help you take care of all of them. Maybe you got weeds coming up in your lawn. You want to get rid of that. Maybe you got dead spots in your lawn. The horticulturists, the professionals at Clegg's Nursery have the knowledge, the know-how, the expertise, and all the products you need to win Yard of the Month every month for your whole life. Guaranteed. Actually, I can't back that up. You have to do some of the work, too. It's Clegg's Nursery.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
My name's Mike Krumholt, and I've been with First American Bank for 4 years. What makes First American Bank special is we're able to offer all the products and services that any other big bank can offer. What sets us apart is being able to give that small town feel that someone can pick up the phone and they can talk to someone or stop by the branch and get excellent customer service.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawbillsTire.com. 18 locations in South Louisiana. Find the location nearest you at ShawbillsTire.com. Bumper-to-bumper auto service and name brand tires at wholesale prices. They will always find a way to get you the best possible price for the best possible tires on the road. That's what they do at Shawbills. And when they get you in by selling you the best tires at the cheapest price possible, they're going to treat you like family, and they're going to treat you so good you're going to keep coming back year after year after year every time you need anything for your vehicle. Tires rotated, oil changed, check engine light on, brakes squeaking, whatever's wrong with your vehicle, bring it to Shawbills. Let them give it the once-over. And you can always schedule online, so it's convenient. ShawbillsTire.com. Find the location nearest you at ShawbillsTire.com. Shop tires online at ShawbillsTire.com. Be sure to ask about the Shawbills credit card as well, because you can save $50 off your first purchase when you use the Shawbills credit card only at Shawbills.
When you're talking about the Saints offseason, most of that conversation revolves around Tyler Shuck going into year 2 as the starting quarterback. His first full season, you saw what he could do as a rookie, and it was really good. Led you to 4 wins, 4-1 record down the stretch. He put up really good numbers, showed off the use of the legs, all of that with a mash unit around him at wide receiver and up front on the offensive line. And your quarterback is your franchise. It makes a lot of sense when you have a guy going into his second year as the starter. You're looking for that jump, and that's where the conversation's going to go. But he's not the only guy. There's another player at a franchise position that had an awesome rookie season that's going into year 2, and you could see a breakout, a jump, an establishment of him at his position that we are not talking nearly enough about, and that is Kelvin Banks Jr. Kelvin Banks, left tackle for the New Orleans Saints, number 9 overall pick, started every game for you there a year ago, and was really, really good. CBS Sports put out a piece picking one under-the-radar breakout candidate for every NFC team. They put Kelvin Banks there. Now, kudos to them for not picking Tyler Shuck, but even under the radar, I don't know if you could really say Kelvin Banks is an under-the-radar player, given the rookie year that he had. Pro Football Focus, Kelvin Banks graded out as the number 27th tackle in football. PFF a year ago in his rookie season. Not among rookies in the NFL. He was a top 30 tackle his first year. As they note in this CBS piece, he finished ahead of veterans such as Deion Dawkins, Ronnie Stanley, like highly regarded names in the National Football League. When you do this, like when you pare this down just for rookies, Kelvin Banks, for rookie offensive tackles who played a minimum of 20 snaps, or excuse me, a minimum of 20% of his snaps, of the snaps for his team, highest graded rookie. If you want to eliminate snap count, like snap restrictions, he graded out second. 73.5 was the grade for Kelvin Banks a year ago. And man, it was balanced out. It wasn't just that he was awesome in run blocking, wasn't just that he was awesome, in pass blocking. He graded out near or at the top in all of it. When you look at the rookies, an offensive tackle, minimum 20% of the snaps, Kelvin Banks, run block grade was number 2 in the entire NFL among rookies, 76.1. His pass block grade was number 5. And then, as we said, overall, he graded as the top guy. And that is so refreshing because the New Orleans Saints, it's been a struggle at left tackle before Kelvin Banks. You draft Trevor Penning, put him over there. That doesn't work. You move him over to right tackle when you draft Tali Fuanga, put him at left tackle. He was good, but it wasn't necessarily what you were hoping for at the highest level. You move him over to right tackle. Then you ultimately move Trevor Penning to guard. You send him packing at the trade deadline. You draft Kelvin Banks. He does what he does for you in year 1. And now you go into year 2. And there's a lot of reasons to be excited about him in year 2. He met with the media back on June 4th. And one of these things is this is Kelvin Banks' first full NFL offseason. And he talked about how big that's been for him in his development going into year 2.
Yeah, it's been great, especially because I can fully focus on football and, like they say, not running 40s and not doing all these cone drills and stuff like that. It's been good, especially getting a full off season, getting to do a full workout training regimen, and stay on it consistently. It's been real good, especially making sure I get my body back right as well.
Yeah, you're not training for the 40 anymore. You're not doing track workouts, right? Cone drills, none of that. You've got your spot. You performed great. You have a full NFL offseason, your first one to, as he said, get the body right and be ready to go. The other thing that I really like for Kelvin Banks is what the Saints did at left guard. It was a revolving door. In his rookie year, he played next to a revolving door. We just talked about Trevor Penning. You kicked him down to guard, and then you sent him packing at the trade deadline. You went out, you brought in a veteran like David Edwards, who, yeah, he's getting up there in age. That's fine. But that's a leader who carries all the intangibles. When we've heard Kellen Moore rave about David Edwards and what he brings in the communication level. He's a quarterback out there calling things out. Just go watch the tape at Buffalo, right? That's what Kellen Moore said. So we know that. You bring in that veteran to play next to Kelvin Banks, and it's something that he highlighted, his comfortability playing next to Edwards so far, even just in OTAs when there's no contact.
It's been great, man. He's a great communicator, so he communicates a lot throughout the plays and even during plays, after play. He's always communicating. So it's been a real easy process being able to plug him in at left guard, and we just gelled like that.
For all the talk about the help that the Saints got Tyler Shuck, that's a massive help. They just got what is hopefully their franchise left tackle in Kelvin Banks. Because you just heard him talk about the communication, all that David Edwards is. The other thing is he's durable. He's been very durable in his career. So hopefully you can get a couple full seasons out of Banks and Edwards playing next to each other, and you have a very formidable left side of your offensive line. But that's also just a veteran that can bring Kelvin Banks along, take him under his wing, and really teach him the ways of the NFL. You have to love that. And lastly, Banks talked about just his overall comfort level with the offensive line unit that they've brought in now going into year 2.
The comfortability with the O-line, I feel like it's always been a steady pace. I mean, since coming in as a rookie, the first day here, guys make it easier for you to kind of come into a brotherhood and come into a situation where you know you're going to work hard, but also, you know, everybody's going to all have fun and, you know, be a tight group. So it's definitely a comfortable situation to be in for sure.
Kelvin Banks, New Orleans Saints. They've wrapped up OTAs. They will turn their attention now to mandatory minicamp. That gets underway on Tuesday of next week. Could be a really big year for the Saints offense. Kelvin Banks, he's franchise player too. He's part of that. Looking for a big year too out of the former 9th overall pick. All right, we're going to grab a break. We will come back on the other side. We still have a lot to get to. There's a couple other baseball things I wanted to touch on. We got NBA Finals game number 5, Stanley Cup, all of those things. Our guy Paul has been locked in to the Cup Finals. Like, he has been going home and grinding Cup Finals, so we might even get to a little bit of that as well. We'll do an Ask Us or something like that to wrap up the segment. So if you have questions, get them into the Value Ford YouTube chat. You can tweet them, or excuse me, just the YouTube chat. You can tweet them at me at Musso Matthew. You can send them into the text line 225. 499-1045, just the number you would call for the station. If you have any questions, we'll kick those around to close out the show as well. Hour 3 continues next on AFR.
After further review.
AFR is brought to you by the Watermark Hotel and the Renaissance Hotel, 2 beautiful hotel properties in Baton Rouge, the Watermark downtown, the Renaissance Southtown right there on Bluebonnet. And when it comes to hosting your event, both the Watermark and the Renaissance are perfect. The Watermark is a gorgeous, elegant spot in downtown Baton Rouge. That wedding reception, that smaller gathering, that meeting space, they can do it. They've kept so much of the history and tradition of that iconic building while modernizing it. The Gregory is a great restaurant inside of the Watermark as well. And then, of course, the Renaissance Hotel, Southtown, right there on Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge. It's more modern. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous hotel property at the Renaissance Hotel where they have meeting space that can accommodate up to 500 people, 7,000 square foot of meeting space, perfectly located right off of Bluebonnet and I-10. It's the Watermark and the Renaissance Hotels in.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Lockmeyer, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at lockmeyer.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
I'm Billy Schmidt, and I've been with First American Bank for 13 years. I have a passion of getting to know customers, getting to know their journeys, getting to know their stories, and being a small part of that, and just continuing that, and taking those relationships and expanding out into the community, just to make First American a household name. And people look at us and say, hey, what's special about you guys? You're part of a family.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized, it'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Sometimes.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Weekend is here. Always a great opportunity to get by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the Saints. 76 locations from Lake Charles to Orange Beach. So pretty much anywhere you're listening to me, if you're heading on I-10 somewhere this weekend, you're going to pass a Rouse's. So pop on in and see them. Maybe you got a beach day coming up, a beach trip. Maybe it's a pool day with family and friends hanging out. Rouse's has everything you need. Want some steaks, chicken, some fish to throw on the grill? Rouse's has you covered. Chips and dips for little appetizers? Rouse's has you covered. Something cold to drink, maybe an adult beverage or water, whatever it may be? Rouse's. All the selection you could want. Rouse's.com for that weekly ad, or check out the Facebook page over at Rouse's. Been serving Louisiana for 100 years, locally owned and operated. It's Rouse's, the official supermarket of the Saints. Rouse's.com. Rouse's.com. Have a great weekend from Rouse's. This feels like home.
All right, hour number 3 rolls on here on a Friday. We send you into your weekend on AFR. Musso in for Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Game number 5, NBA Finals. That is Saturday night, and man, this has been an entertaining series. It is not disappointed. You know, it's odd to say that about a series. It's 3-1. I mean, the Knicks are one game away from they could close this thing out in San Antonio. I actually think they do close this thing out in San Antonio. But when you look at the 4 games that we've seen, they've all come down to the final minute. I mean, and then just you've had comebacks in the fourth quarter by the Knicks the first 2 nights, coming down to the final minute. Obviously, the largest comeback in finals history in game number 4, with the punctuated by the tip-in by OG Anunoby. Just fantastic theater And all on the backdrop of the largest media market in New York, which hasn't seen a finals game since the mid-'90s and haven't seen their team win the NBA Finals since the '70s. It has been remarkable. And I think all of that's probably playing out in the ratings as well. But you've got star power with Victor Wembanyama. Obviously, Jalen Brunson, how clutch he's been throughout this series. It's been really, really good. And I think game 5, why wouldn't it live up to the hype? I just look at this and I go, man, if you're the San Antonio Spurs, you just had your heart ripped out. Like, think about how this series has gone. You come in, you are the favorite. Many believe the favorite to win this deal. You have Victor Wembanyama. He's playing at an MVP level. And you get the first 2 games at home. You lose the first 2 games, both times comeback fashion. So you forfeit home court. You have to go to New York. Everything against you. Building is jumping. The Garden is jumping for both of those games. You go out, play really your most complete game in game number 3, silence it, win, get a 29-point lead in game 4. Again, on the road, you have a chance to steal home court back. You blow that lead. Now you have to go back home. Taylor, you tell me if you disagree with me here, but man, I don't know how you get off the mat if you're the Spurs, especially considering you've already lost the first 2 games of this series at home. Like, it's not like they can really take solace in going back to San Antonio after a gut-wrenching loss because, well, the Knicks beat you there twice and came from behind to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing, Moose. And honestly, even if they do get off the mat for Game 5, that's as far as it's going to go. The Knicks are going to win it in 6 if they don't take it on Saturday, which I think they do take it on Saturday. I have watched every dribble of this series, and it's 3-1, and honestly, I still don't think the Knicks have played a good basketball game yet.
That's fair.
I really don't. I mean, they had to come back. They had to storm back in Game 1. Wound up winning by 10, actually, which was super impressive. A nail-biter in Game 2. They had shots to win Game 3. The problem is the Spurs have all that height and they have all that size, and they drove to the rim, which I really thought they should have done in the second half. Like, the Spurs won Game 3 based on their size.
In Game 4?
Yes. The Spurs won Game 3 based on their size. They got right to the rim. New York just doesn't have the size, and they were very, very passive. Outside of Game 3, Victor Wembanyama has been very, very passive in this series. He's scoring, he's getting to his spots, but you're 7'4" and you're playing like you're 6'4" in this series right now. He's hitting good shots, but you have the height advantage. He hasn't done that. They need to get back to that. I thought they were going to do it in the second half. There was a stat I saw. 8 straight possessions, up 25, the San Antonio Spurs took a 3. Mm-hmm. And I get it. You were hot in the first half. That's what got you that big lead. But you got to be aggressive. You acted like you were the ones down 20 points in that second half. They were 3 for 17 in the second half on three-pointers. When you're up 30 points, I don't know why the hell you're taking 17 threes in the second half.
Yeah,
but
there's no reason for that.
I don't think New York's played a good game yet, at least not a complete game. They've been awful every single series to start the first quarter. I mean, they were bad against Cleveland, but I think the experience is showing. I think the Knicks are the Spurs are a little bit ahead of schedule. The Knicks just fight. They find a way. They play good team basketball. Like, there's so many people out there that say you can't win a championship with Jalen Brunson as your best player. Well, they're about to win a championship with Jalen Brunson as your best player because they play as a team. I mean, to your point, I think they win on Saturday. Even if they don't, they're closing this thing out in 6. This is not going 7. That was a gut-wrenching loss. I think San Antonio is really young. I think their youth showing. I don't think they can bounce back from that.
And why can't you win with Jalen Brunson as your best? He's been awesome.
Dude, we talk about this.
The clutch performances that he has turned in, not just in the finals, but throughout the playoffs for the Knicks, he's been awesome.
We talk about this all the time. He's
a winner.
He's a guy that plays at an all-star level in the damn New York market, and nobody talks about this guy. It's probably because he's not flashy. I mean, he's not charismatic during the interviews. He's 6'2". Yeah. I get it. But the guy is a baller, and he really hadn't had a good game up until the second half of Game 4. If he figures that out, that's trouble for the Spurs. But when the game's on the line, whether he's having a good game, a bad game, I want that guy on my team. I want him taking the last shot. Like, he's been unbelievable. He's been the difference in the series.
And he wants to take the last shot.
Absolutely.
And that's huge, too. and he's a winner. This guy won 2 national championships at Villanova. Like, he is a winner. To your point about the Spurs, they feel a little bit like the Oklahoma City Thunder a couple of years ago, don't they?
They're ahead of schedule.
They're ahead of schedule.
They are.
But the Thunder got in. They made a run. They got the experience, and then a season ago, bam, they pop a championship. They're holding the Larry O'Brien Trophy at the end of things, right? So, I mean, they do feel like that, and the Knicks are the more experienced team. I think selfishly, like I said, I think the Knicks win it Sunday night in 5. But selfishly, I kind of wish it would get to a Game 6 just so they can win it in front of their home fans. The scenes in Madison Square Garden have been epic so far this postseason, none bigger than the 2 finals games. For them to be able to close it out in front of the home fans, man, that would that would just be poetic, and an all-time moment. Spike Lee might lose his mind entirely.
He runs onto the court and yells at the referees like he's a coach.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's equal parts endearing and also like, get the hell out of here, man. Go sit down.
I actually don't think it's endearing at all. Love your team. Cheer for your team.
Know that you're a fan.
Give the officials hell. Heckle them. Disagree with calls. That's what. Stay off the court. Just because you sit courtside doesn't mean you get to go walk over to the official and be within like earshot and yell at the man. Like no other celebrity courtside gets to do that in New York. I don't understand why Spike Lee gets to do that. And I get it. He's had those seats forever. Like, he is a real Knicks fan. Like, I get it. He's a great New York sports fan. It actually matters. I get that. But no, I don't think it's endearing at all. I think he's annoying.
He's not the biggest guy in the world. I know he's in the front row. There's a chance he still can't see and he has to stand up.
That's
so,
true.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you about
Fair.
that. But
I can make that joke because I'm short.
The Knicks are going to, I think the Knicks are going to close this out tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, again, I don't think they've played a good game yet, at least not a complete game.
That's a good point.
And they're just finding ways to win it. If they're within 12 going into the fourth quarter, if you're a Knicks fan, you're like, we're good. We got this. Like, They've just done it time and time again. They did it during Cleveland. They didn't start good in any of those games, and they lost game 1 of that series. And all they did was sweep, or not Cleveland, the series before. Then they go the sweep. Then they sweep Cleveland. Like, you're on a historic run. It's just really incredible.
They didn't lose a postseason game until Game 3 of the finals.
They lost one.
Well, they were on the 13-game win streak. Before Game 3 of the finals.
Yeah, but they had played 14.
How many rounds are in this thing?
It's 3, so that would have been 12 coming in and then 13. So that would have been they won 13 out of 14 before Game 3.
The NBA Finals started a month ago. I mean, the NBA playoffs started a month ago. They got to figure out a way to freaking consolidate this, man. You play back-to-back in the regular season. You can freaking do it in the postseason. There's no reason to have a day off in between Game 1 and Game 2 or Game 3 and Game 4.
Then they're extra day for travel when they switch series, so they're
That's
2
what
off.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine with day off travel. Like, fine. But you play back-to-back games in the regular season. You could do it in the postseason. It's dumb.
So here you go. Knicks actually won 4-2 against Atlanta.
They lost 2 games.
They lost 2 games in that series. Then they swept the Sixers, swept the Cavs.
And they swept the Cavs. And then they won the first 2 games. And so they won the 2 on the back end against Atlanta.
They had a shot to sweep this one.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I think many people thought they were going to do that.
Well, I mean, look at the series. They won by 10, but then a 1-point win, a 4-point win, and a 1-point win. And these games have come down to the wire. And I'll take the New York Knicks every single time in that situation.
I think the best thing the NBA has going for it is the parity. Super teams aren't really a thing anymore, which is good. That got old fast. With the Heat and the Celtics and the Warriors. I mean, we've seen the Bucks win it. We've seen the Nuggets win it. We've seen the Thunder win it. You're about to see the Knicks win it. And it's large markets, it's small markets, and I think that's a very good thing, especially because they're going to add 2 more teams, to the NBA coming up. So, I mean, that's they have a great talent dispersion across the league now, and it's showing. And that's the part you're getting new blood, and that's the part that I enjoy, and especially seeing a franchise like the Knicks, who's been their fan base has been tortured, get over the hump here because we all assume that's going to happen. That'll be a really cool scene. That'll be a really, really cool scene.
Never thought I'd find myself pulling for a New York team, but I am, man. I'm a big Brunson fan. This team is scrappy. You and I in our lifetime have never seen the New York Knicks win anything. Like, I'm pulling for the Knicks, man. I kind of like them.
True. I like their uniforms. I like the home whites, man. The home whites are clean. A buddy of mine was like, they need to bring back the orange ones, and I'm like, I completely forgot those were a thing, and no, they don't. Those were hideous. The all orange Knicks unis were atrocious. The blue, their road blue, those are even. Yeah. Home whites are slick though, man. So, New York Knicks, they'll try to close it out. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. That's on Saturday night. See if the Knicks hoist a trophy for the first time since the 70s. They're on the road in San Antonio. We'll grab a break, come back on the other side. We will close out a Friday edition of AFR. Stick around.
AFR.
Brought to you by Glow Resources. If you are a business owner, if you're an HR manager, a VP, an ops manager, if you're the person in charge of hiring at your job, at your place of business, and you're having trouble finding the right people, you need Glow Resources. Now, I want to remind you, Glow Resources, they're exceptional when it comes to skilled blue-collar workers and also white-collar divisions. Remember, Glow Resources has a full professional placement division. So we're talking about office administrators, executive-level assistants, assistant controllers, plant managers, scheduling assistants, basically any type of office job. Accounting, HR, marketing, managerial, supervisor roles. If you're having trouble finding those people and sometimes hard to fill roles, Glow Resources specialize. They recruit nationwide. For example, they had a Baton Rouge company that was looking for an engineer. They found the employee in Florida to work the job in California. It's Glow Resources. Check them out online today. GLO, glowresources.com.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you know you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
Tell you every day, better coverage for less money. And man, my friends over at Insurance Network of Louisiana are crushing it for Louisianians on their auto insurance right now. Listen, if you have not had anyone shop for your auto insurance lately, you got to call Insurance Network of Louisiana. My goodness. They got some top-rated companies, Geico, Progressive. They're doing awesome work right now. This was an amazing story that I heard. They wrote one last week, saved the client $2,911 annually. They had a high auto rate with State Farm. They smashed it with Geico. They had another one save $1,476 annually with Progressive. They had Allstate and switched. Y'all, I tell you all the time, if you're just auto-renewing your insurance, man, you're probably overpaying and you're underinsured. Let Insurance Network of Louisiana help. LAinsurance.net.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, closing out a Friday edition of AFR, closing out the week here. Musso in for Moscona. Scone back on Wednesday. You boys watching the World Cup? Anybody in here? Taylor, Luke, Paul?
I'm going to be very honest.
We're going to grind some World Cup?
No, probably not watching a second of it, Moose.
The USA plays tonight, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They play Paraguay.
Paraguay. Is it Paraguay or Paraguay?
I don't know.
Paraguay? Luke says Paraguay. I don't know. Paraguay, does it really matter? Is the United States going to win?
Probably. Luke says yeah.
Luke says yes. Okay. Luke, big soccer guy?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
I'm having a watch party tonight for the game.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm going to a World Cup watch party tomorrow, but if I'm being honest, I'm really just going for the swimming pool and the cold beer. Somebody asked, like, hey, if you want to take a break from the College World Series, one of my buddies is like, we're having some people over. Weather should be good for the pool. I was like, yeah, you had me at pool and beer. I don't really care what's on the TV. That's fine. I'm just going to sit there in the sun. But, yeah, I mean, all right. So, wait, Luke, I got a question. I got another question. Is the United States going to make it to the round? Are they going to make it to the knockout stage?
I think I don't know. We blow it so many times.
I know.
But we are making it out of Group D. I know that.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Because, I mean, I just look at this and I'm like, you have to let the host nations in.
Yeah.
The United States men's team, they've had a lot of problems qualifying for this event in the past.
Yeah.
Like, would they have qualified if they weren't hosting?
No. That's a no.
That's a no.
Yeah.
I didn't think so
That's
either.
a no.
That's a no. Okay, but it doesn't matter. You're in.
We're in. Everyone's healthy. Christian Pulisic is healthy.
Does he still wear number 10?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, then I know who to look for. I know I'll notice one guy on the field when I look up at the TV tomorrow.
Anytime goal scorer, Christian Pulisic is my bet.
Ooh, all right. Locks with Luke. Look at that. We don't have Otter today because Otter doesn't do Fridays. We got locks with Luke. Get us a number on that. What's that coming back at? Anytime goal scorer for Christian Pulisic. We'll give that out. I might tail you on that. I'm not a soccer. I mean, I'm going to go home and watch Ole Miss in North Carolina tonight, play in the College World Series. But which, I mean, here's a question in the chat. Ask us, Ole Miss or UNC? I like Ole Miss. I don't want to say I don't respect the ACC. I do. I just have little respect for the ACC when it comes to baseball. They've had a really rough year, man. Really, really, really rough year. So I'll take Ole Miss in that one. All right, what we got? What's it coming back at?
We got Christian Pulisic first goal of the game plus 600.
Oh, okay.
I thought his odds would be a little better for any time, but he's coming out with plus 240 anytime.
It's not bad. Plus 240. That's good. Locks with Luke. Pulisic goal scoring bets right there. First goal scorer, 6-1. Anytime goal scorer, plus 240. Go USA. Ask us, favorite po' boy.
I like a club, man. Turkey ham roast beef.
I do too.
I enjoy that. Shrimp po' boy.
See, I'm going to go catfish po' boy.
Okay.
So here's my beef with po' boys.
Hey.
Too much bread. I find it too bready.
Some are too hard.
So too hard as well. So when I can get something like catfish fillets on it, though, that give me a better ratio meat to bread, I'm in. I like a good catfish po' boy. I'll also tell you French dip.
Oh, yeah, the roast beef with the au jus.
Love it, man.
Good.
Some Swiss on. Oh,
good.
Man, that is fantastic. Paul, favorite po' boy? Luke, favorite po' boy?
I'm with you. I'm going catfish.
Okay.
If I had to go another one, I'm seafood, so I'm going to go shrimp.
Okay.
I changed the po' boy game.
Oh.
I get fried oyster po' boy, and I get half a dozen char-grilled oysters, and I put those on the sandwich as well.
Okay. Now you're talking. Not a big fried oyster guy. Really, I only eat them char-grilled.
Same. I'm not a big fried. I don't know why.
But char-grilled, I know why. I know why I'm not. I mean, once you get past the fry coating, it tastes like a raw oyster, and I don't like that. I don't like the consistency of it. But char-grilled oysters on a po' boy. Okay. I like that. Ask us corn or flour tortillas. Apparently all we have is food here. Flour tortilla all the way. Although corn's fine too. I don't care. Just give me the tortilla. I'll eat it. I'm more interested in what's in the tortilla.
Flour tortilla for me.
Flour tortilla?
Yep.
Yeah.
Give me corn tortilla.
Okay.
But I'm with you. I'm more interested in what's on the inside.
I want what's inside. Here we go. Talking about tortillas. Tacos or quesadilla?
Quesadilla for me.
Okay.
Tacos.
Quesadilla. Yeah. All right.
I like the grilled tortilla, man.
Hard shell or soft shell taco, Paul?
It's a hard shell.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It's a soft shell.
No, it's a hard shell.
A taco is a hard shell taco.
Oh my God. If Jacob Hester's listening, he is fist pumping at you guys right now.
Yeah,
he
no,
loves a hard shell taco.
I do too. But I like the soft shell too. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm all for a soft shell. No, it's not.
Paul, the ends are open. It is not enclosed.
It's not. I was about to say there are differences in a burrito.
Musso, what's this guy's deal?
There are differences in a burrito and a taco. The ends being closed, ingredients.
No.
Yes, beans, rice, all of that goes on a burrito. That is different. That is quickly before we get out of here. Favorite sports movie ever?
Cinderella Man.
Oh, what a pull, Taylor. That's a great movie. The Sandlot.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sandlot.
We're going to get out of here, wrapping up in hour number 3, wrapping up Friday edition of AFR. Matt is back on Monday. Be here there as well, 3 p.m. for AFR.
AFR.
Summer is here. Maybe you're looking to upgrade that ride before the family road trip. Get on by South Point Volkswagen, airline just north of Highland, or online at southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com. Told you for years, they're Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. Maybe you need that full-size family SUV. Make sure you go test drive the Atlas. That's what Erica drives. It's the 3-row, 7-seater family SUV. Tons of space to accommodate our family, all our bags, all the beach stuff as well. Go test drive one today at South Point Volkswagen. Remember, you can shop them online, new and certified pre-owned. So if you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, great selection. Say it all the time. They're the largest volume Volkswagen dealer. They move more new inventory, so they have more pre-owned trade-in inventory as well. So make sure you shop their pre-owned vehicles over at South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction?
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hey,
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinecenterla.com.
I've been in banking for over 35 years. I usually start about 7:30 in the morning, and I usually leave somewhere around 5, or if customers need me to meet them at their house or their business places, I don't mind going after hours. I have done churches, subdivisions, retail centers, hospitals, and nursing homes. And that's why we chose to live in this community, because of the values First American Bank has, that I can serve my community and my customers.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.